Check. Like my Wi-Fi is wrong right now. Let's not have any Wi-Fi issues today. Verizon, let's not have any Wi-Fi issues. Okay, we got a big fucking day. We got a big day. We got a monster stream. Okay, scary monsters, real monsters. You guys ever heard of that show? Probably not. You should look it up if you like Nickelodeon shit. It was a great show back in the day. Anyways, good morning, everybody. Good W Bethpage hoodie flex. Bang. Yep, no hat for you though. No hat. I had to do my hair because I do have to run out later and have some corpse up. No, I didn't. Chew is here. Yeah, I don't know what that means. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Wanted to go live a little bit early and get started right on time because we got a lot of important stuff to talk about. You guys thought I was going to forget BK was coming on to talk golf today. You guys thought golf was dead to me. You guys thought wrong. I would never forget that BK is coming on, making time in the middle of his work day, work morning. Actually, it's not in the middle. Right in the beginning. He probably pushed the corp shit to talk some golf. So that's what we're going to do first and foremost. Okay. All the homies love Paul Skeens. Yep. We'll talk about that. Great job. Who needs a subbing? Love that. BK's in the queue, but he just got up. So when he comes back, we'll get him going. That's okay. Do what you got to do, BK. What are you doing? You just walking around, getting your fucking cardio going? How we doing? Donnie Up Bonaducci. Love the name. What's up? Rowdy Rhymes. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. Love that. What song is this? Need it for my weekend pregame playlist? I do not know. All right, let's get him up here without further ado. What's up, BK? You prefer this?
I think for this, I'd rather be closer. I think that works.
You got to be centered, though.
That's good.
That's good. Centered. That's good. So are you in your home office?
I'm in my home office right now.
Look sharp. What'd you do? You take the day off?
No, I'm working. I have one of the biggest days of my life today, actually.
Today's not your podcast, is it?
Yes, it is. It's today.
Dude, I thought it was Friday.
No, I told you it was Thursday.
I know. I'm sorry. It's
okay. It's all right. So I legitimately, no bullshit, I have not slept well in like 2 weeks.
Because of this?
Because of the pod, yeah.
You're that nervous?
I've never spoken in front of like 100 people with like a PGA Tour player next to me. Like, I'm fine doing podcasts. Like, I've interviewed big guests, but not in person in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, I respect that. I wouldn't blame you. I would be nervous as well, but 2 weeks is.
I mean, I have trouble sleeping in general, but it's very hard for me to fall asleep. And when I get into my bed, I'm just thinking about it for like an hour.
I hear you. I go to bed thinking about things and I wake up thinking about things. That's why I think I maybe grind my teeth. Do you have an Oura ring?
No.
To track your sleep. Cool shirt, by the way. Coors, the banquet beer. I had one of those this past weekend in a glass bottle. It was okay. So real quick, you're going out today. I saw the conditions are not good. Is it going to be? I'm
not going today.
What do you mean?
I'm not going to the event today.
You're doing your podcast, but I thought it was live at the Ryder Cup.
No, it's at a bar in Farmingdale.
Dude, if I wasn't busy, I would have been there in a fucking millisecond.
Yeah, no, like my parents are coming, like a bunch of my friends are coming, but it's like a work event. Like it's like for my job. So like a ton of our clients and stuff will be there.
I'm so confused about all of this. So your work event is asking you to...
So my company, the company that I work for,
sure,
is they have a suite at the Ryder Cup all week. And my boss for years has said, week of Ryder Cup, you're doing a live podcast at Dark Horse Tavern, where our old office used to be, and we'll have all our clients in, and you'll have paid sporadic, and you'll do a live podcast the week of the Ryder Cup. And I was like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. And then this year, like, I worked with the marketing people or whatever, and they're like, yeah, just get us a guest. We have an appearance fee. We can pay them. We'll do it Thursday of the Ryder Cup. We'll rent out Dark Horse Tavern, and you'll do a podcast in front of all our clients. So that is what's happening.
Very cool. Wow. Is this like the first time you've put on for your company?
Yeah, I mean, usually I would never be the main attraction for any company event. Like, so it's odd, to be honest.
So I will, let me start over. I would be very nervous because there's pressure. Why are you laughing?
No, it's just funny that you're like, yeah, no, be nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh. Oh, well, I mean, what the fuck am I? I'm not gonna make you feel any better. But I guess if you were just like, hey, I'm going to do tap in birdie for like ISN or something, like set up a 10 at the Ryder Cup, and you're gonna talk golf with golf people. Like, I figured that you're kind of in your element now. Like your company saying, hey, we want you to do this, and you're the star. That's tough. That's pressure.
I mean, truly.
Yeah.
We're gonna go up there. I'm gonna ask him like 10 questions. He can talk. We're gonna talk about the pairings, and that's gonna be it. Like I'm not going up there and giving a presentation on like loss ratios. Like I'm talking about golf.
Who's the golfer again? Is it Doc Redman?
Was that serious or was that a joke?
Joke, dude.
Okay, it's Hunter Mahan. He played on 3 Ryder Cups.
Also, why the fucking Doc Redman disrespect? You know how many times I've taken him to be the first round?
I know you love Doc Redman. I know you love Doc Redman.
That was a hilarious reaction and exactly what I was hoping for. Well, good luck. What time is your show?
4:30.
Ooh,
it's not going to be streamed. Wait, I have a question.
Okay.
If I want to, I don't want to like visually record it. I want to audio record it and then upload it. Do you know what the best way to do that would be?
On StreamYard, you download the recording or the audio file. Once you record, it's in the library.
I guess I could literally just open StreamYard, hit record, record it. That would.
That's what you have to do. You have to record it.
I have to do it from my phone though.
You can't bring a laptop?
I mean, what, I'm going to have a laptop on the stage?
Yeah, dude, it's 2025. People bring laptops everywhere. Like literally fucking everywhere. Yeah. Anyways, we're not here to talk about the logistics of you setting up your podcast or your live stream today, but we are very excited for you. That sounds fun. I guess I can't tune in. I will be driving into the city for some corp shit at 4:30, so that would have been perfect. But anyways, we're very proud of you. Let's talk Ryder Cup. So I went yesterday. I went to Bethpage. I'd been to Bethpage before. This is my 3rd time. I went for a PGA Championship practice round, followed Dustin Johnson. I talked about it. And then I went with you, and it was the first time. True story. By the way, quick hype train level 2. Thank you, Steak. Good morning. I'll see you at 10:30-ish to talk NFL. Auto Gelato, appreciate the sub. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to talk Ryder Cup and then NFL Week 4 with Steak and Greg. It was the first time I went golfing with BK. It was the first time I ever broke 100 in my life. And it was, in all seriousness, I'm not even joking, all credit to BK being a caddy. We'd pull up to my ball, and he would say, sand wedge. I didn't have a sand wedge, full swing. Or he'd say like 8 iron, like 80%. And it was amazing. I never thought like that when I'm golfing. And it helped so much. I was stuffing shots from like 80 yards out to like 8 feet. Did I make the putt? No, but I was fucking par bogey. Way more times.
That was a special round from you. That was a lot of fun.
Special round.
Once we kept the driver in the bag, good things were happening.
I couldn't believe it because the other thing is too, I can never hit hybrids my entire life, and I was just striping it with a 3-wood off the tee, keeping it in play. Wasn't going 300, but I was going about 220 in play. So I went to the course. I walked a lot. We didn't see a lot of golf because of how things transpired. Chad, if everybody's aware, I guess they moved things up to yesterday because of the weather today. So they did the opening ceremony yesterday. They had the celebrity match. Shout out Pranav and Pickett. Thank you very much for taking me. We had a great time. And so we go. The course, I heard some people bitching about they're destroying other parts of it to get this set up and everything like that. Yeah, no, fuck them. It looks good. It looks very long. It looks intimidating. I don't remember black because you and I played orange. So black is what I walked a long time ago. What? Did we not play orange? Did we play green? Did we play yellow?
Oh my, there's no fucking orange course, dude.
Dude, I told everybody yesterday I played orange.
You are, okay, it's fine. That's it. I don't even know what to say. The orange course. Yeah, we played the orange course. There's no orange course, DJ. You played the green course.
Not on, huh? Wait a minute. Wait, there's yellow.
Yeah.
There's red. Orange. There's red.
There's blue.
But there's okay, so there's black, blue, red, yellow, green. There's literally every color but orange. What do you want me to fucking do? Okay, I'm sorry. Did we really play the green course?
You can't name a golf course Bethpage orange.
What are you talking about?
It just doesn't fit.
I never said. They didn't name it. They named it one color, and there's other colors.
Okay.
It's not that weird that I thought it was orange, but
it is, but it's fine.
So anyways, that's funny. People probably forgot or thought I was a total moron telling him this. I'll have to hit the group chat up later and let him know we played green. I was on 14. It's a par 3. I saw the Euros come through. Hated their outfits, hated their shirts. No, terrible. The US looked much better. I saw a couple guys on the range. I saw JT putting when I walked in. But then we walked to the furthest point from the entrance, and I walked to the 10th tee. They were finishing up 9. The crowd was there.
The furthest point from the entrance.
Oh, it was bad. I haven't chafed in a very long time, and I think I started chafing a little bit. I had to take a salt bath. And anyways, so we get there. The crowd is roaring. They're getting pumped up. The US are supposed to turn and come to 10 and tee off there. Doesn't happen. Everybody gets in the golf carts and leaves. So left a little earlier than expected, about 1:30. Did not stay for the opening ceremony. But here's what I can tell you. Okay, here's my takeaway. Everybody was asking me how was the energy? Were people chirping? The chirps were low, but it was also a Wednesday practice round. I would have to imagine when that thing is fucking live, people are going to be rowdy. It's going to be intense, and the Euros are going to hear it. I liked what I saw from the support for the U.S. there, but I didn't see any U.S. golfers. I only saw the Euros come through. I'll tell you this. Rory looks loose. He looks really loose. And some guy in the crowd said, Rory, I love you, but just not this week. He got a nice chuckle out of that. Matt Fitzpatrick went and was chipping out of the fringe. He looked like absolute shit. Rahm looks dialed.
Okay. That's not good.
No, Brian, this is what I'm going to get to. I'm terrified. And you're scared too. You're scared.
I'm a little scared.
You can't be scared because you're the guy who lives in Long Island. You love Bruce Springsteen and Billy Joel.
I'm just being honest.
I know. Yeah. I like that about you. You're being honest, and it's not a popular take. Everybody wants to be raw American patriotic. I get it. You're wearing a Coors shirt. You go on boats. You're very pro golf America, this, that, and whatever. You're scared. I'd be scared too, and I don't even know ball.
Yeah, no. So I want to give maybe because I know you don't really know a lot about the Ryder Cup. So I
don't know a lot. Please set me up.
So realistically, the past 4 renditions, the home team has dominated. Like one very convincing.
8 of 9. 8 of the last 9.
9.
Home team has won.
Correct. 8 of 9. And the one-off was Americans at home in 2012, and they were up by 4 going into Sunday, and it was called the Miracle at Medina, and Europe had one of the most incredible comebacks to win. So you're really looking at a United States team. They have not started really well Friday and Saturday at home since 2004. It's been it's been a very long time for the U.S. to not play really well at home. And the European teams in the past have been a little bit weaker than this current team. So I think a lot of people can point to the home field advantage and, just look, U.S. is dominated at home, Europe's dominated at home, like that will probably happen again. I think this is probably the best away Ryder Cup team that we've seen in quite a long time.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to pull up the rosters because I kind of want to go through this with you. But admittedly, and I've said this, I've been falling in love with golf for the past few years, but I have been really out of touch with the Ryder Cup. So, and I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to act like I'm Ryder Cup this, Ryder Cup that. Like I'm easing into it. I'm easing into it. I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to follow it. But can you explain, like I'm 5? Part of my brain is, but first time Ryder Cup follower, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
How does this thing work?
So there are 8 matches in total on Friday and Saturday. In the morning, there's foursomes, which is alternate shot. That means Scotty Scheffler tees off on 1, Russ Henley hits the approach, Scotty putts, Russ putts, and then on the next hole, no matter what, Russ Henley tees off. Someone tees off on all the odds. Someone tees off on all the evenings. There's 4 matches of that in the morning. In the afternoon, there's 4 ball, which is best ball. 2 guys, 2 balls, play your own hole, go against the other team. If you make a birdie, your other guy makes a double, your birdie counts for the hole.
When you
Everything's
said
match
foursomes, it's 2 US versus 2 Euro alternate shot.
Correct.
And then in the afternoon,
There's 4
it's
matches.
okay. And then in the afternoon, it's
2 Euros, 2 Americans.
So it's foursomes as well.
The alt shot is called foursomes.
Okay, but that's confusing. It's still
it has nothing to do with the amount.
Got it.
Of people.
Understood. Okay, understood.
Just alt shot best ball, really.
Alt shot best ball. So now best balls, just so I understand, Henley and Scotty will both tee off, and then they'll both
playing your whole ball through.
You play the best shot?
No, it's not a scramble. Scotty plays the hole to completion. Russ Henley plays the hole to completion.
So if Scotty birds and Henley pars, the U.S. gets a birdie.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. What if Scotty birds, Henley pars, but the 2 Euros both birdie?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yep.
And then what happens if you win? You just get one. Are you 1 up?
1 up.
You're 1 up. Got it. Okay. So fuck you, Bud, man, and fuck you, everybody in this way. I can't fucking stand about golf elitists. Can you fucking chill? You guys don't know everything about everything. Shut the fuck up. Oh, God, here we go, blah, blah, blah. There was a time in life when you didn't even know how to fucking walk. Give me a break. Anyways, back to it. I understand Friday now, okay?
Saturday, same exact thing.
Okay, so Friday, alternate shot, foursomes. Afternoon, best ball, foursomes, but they don't call it foursomes.
4 ball.
Oh, they call it for ball. Okay. So foursomes, 4 ball. Saturday, same thing. But what's different?
Nothing's different.
Everybody plays?
It is up to the captain to pick the pairings. There's no rule everyone has to play one day. It's not like CYO.
How many US golfer? How many guys are on the team?
4 guys sit on the bench every session.
Okay. A session is in the day. So 4 guys on the US Ryder Cup team are not playing on Friday.
Friday morning. There's different pairings for alt shot and best ball.
Okay. So Friday morning, there will be 4 US golfers that don't play. Friday afternoon, hold on, pay attention. Friday afternoon, there's nothing that says those 4 guys on the bench now have to play. They can still sit.
But they typically do.
Okay. This is what I like to know. So you typically get those guys in from the bench in the morning into the afternoon because you probably don't want somebody playing 36 holes of golf.
People will. I mean,
yeah, of course. You only have 4.
Yeah,
you only have 4
only
spots.
a couple guys. Yeah.
Okay. And then Saturday, same exact thing. 4 guys on the bench. Now, let me ask you this. Typically in Ryder Cups, Saturday morning, does it match Friday morning or do you switch things up?
What do you mean?
Like whatever pairings and stuff you do Friday morning.
Pairings can change. Pairings can always change. You're not set in stone to any pairing at any point ever.
No, I understand that, but like what do captains usually do? Do they change it up?
If people are fucking, you can let them fuck.
If people are fucking, you let them fuck. So if Colin Morikawa sucks when he's playing, it's a captain's call to be like, get him out, get fucking Griff Dog in there.
Yeah. If Ben Griffin plays alt shot in the morning, he plays really well. Keegan might say, fuck it, let's play him in the afternoon. So
this is so being a captain, what I'm now realizing is important.
There's a lot of strategy to it, yeah.
And you can't be a bitch. You can't be a bitch. You can't play egos. You can't play favorites. If a guy sucks, you get him out of there.
Correct.
Okay. Who do you think will be the 4 guys on the bench tomorrow?
It will come out at 4 p.m. today. It's kind of a fool's errand to predict this, but
okay, fine, fair enough.
No. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
So I would say first out will be Justin Thomas and Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
Then it will be Scotty Scheffler and Russell Henley, and then it will be Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay. I have no clue who's going to be the 4th foursome pairing. Truly, no clue at all. Europe, it's going to be Tommy and Rory, Hatton and Rahm, and maybe those 2 100%, and then maybe Hovland and Ludwig. 4th one, I don't know.
They're good.
They have really good foursomes pairings.
Okay. I think I'm looking at the roster. Is Brian Harmon isn't on the team, is he?
No.
I'm not looking at the right roster. Hold on. I did. Andrew Novak isn't on the team, right?
Dude, what are you looking
I don't
at?
know. I don't know. I think I looked at Wikipedia. This is kind of
Scroll
confusing.
down.
All right, I think I got it. This is ranking the Ryder Cup golfers. And wow, Shane Lowry is ranked like last of all these golfers.
Yeah, he hasn't been great.
Okay, got you. Okay, so then Sunday, what happens?
Everyone plays.
Like plays what?
Singles. 1v1. 1v1 match play.
Is it one up, one down, one up, one down?
Yes. Yep.
It's one up, one. It's match play the whole time.
Match play the whole time.
Foursomes and 4 balls and 1v1.
Sunday singles, yeah.
Okay, so if I recall correctly, 2 years ago in Rome, the Euros got out to such a big lead, like it kind of sucked on Sunday, right? Like there was no shot that you.
No, there was. It got close for a second, but yeah,
okay.
Mostly correct. Yep.
Now let me ask you this. So thank you for the breakdown. Thank you for everybody's patience, and everybody who wasn't patient get fucked. Now I want to know, what do you think is going to happen?
I think it's going to be very close. I think that Europe is going to. I think a good scenario would be U.S. tying in alt shot. I think if they could finish alt shot 4-4, that would be. 4-4. That would be a huge win for the United States. They need to win. They can't. I'm not going to say it's over, but 3-1 in alt shot, I would be a little bit worried if it was 3-1 Euros in alt shot. They really need to get it to 2-2 at least. I'm fine with 2-2. Even 3-1 I could live with because I think US has a good advantage in best ball. They are going to play really well in best ball. Their best ball teams, there's less strategy in it. You're just going out, you're making a ton of birdies. Alt shot, you have to play the same ball. You know, you need a good pairing. One guy plays like shit, it fucks the other person up. Best ball, US has to dominate. They really have to play well in best ball. And Sunday singles, I think US has a slight advantage because their roster is deeper. But, Europe's really freaking good. I mean, these old European teams used to have slapdick Euro guys on it. Rafa Cabrera Bayos, Thomas Peters, Bernd Wiesberger. Like, they have no slapdicks on their team. Yeah, Rasmus Højgaard isn't great, but, his brother played well in Rome. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Rasmus played solid, but they don't really have that many weak links. Now, I think the weak links that you could point to are Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka, and Rasmus Højgaard, and maybe Justin Rose.
Because they're in bad form.
They're in bad form. And it's a long golf course. Like, Sepp's been dealing with some personal issues. He's been shit in the majors this year. He's been in very bad form. Like, he hasn't had a good result in a long time. So Sepp's a question mark, but they could win if Sepp sucks. You know what I mean? Can the U.S. win if Xander and JT and Colin suck? I don't know.
No, they can. I mean, I don't think they can. But who would you say? Who are the U.S.'s version of Sepp and Shane? Like guys that are in bad form but good golfers.
Colin.
Yeah.
Colin and like Harris English. Like Harris English had like
Harris has been good, hasn't he? You keep telling me he's going to win tournaments and he's up there.
He finished runner-up at the Open. Really nothing since.
Who is the best course fit?
Bryson,
because it's a bomber's course.
Yeah, like this course is with the rough down. It's just nuke off the tee.
That's right. Pranav, if he's in here, told me that they did bring the rough down on this, and I noticed that it's not very rough at all. Who is being slept on?
I think Ben Griffin and Cam Young are going to have big weeks.
I love Cam Young. Okay, so in
terms of betting. Like on DraftKings, you could bet over points. Like I think you could bet Ben Griffin over 1.5 points minus 110. I like that bet.
He's minus 160.
Well. Okay. That moved. I might have moved it. Yeah, I would check around because the books are all like I would check FanDuel and shit. But yeah, like
I'm on FanDuel.
Ben Griffin, Cam Young, like I like them over points and point matchups against random Euro guys.
So, okay, I have a question. I'm going to be betting players, and I'm a JJ Spawn guy. I want to bet him on this, but if you bet on a guy, can you potentially get fucked if he's on the bench? Like, do you want to wait until you see the lineup?
Well, the odds are going to change. That's the thing. It's like, like if Ben Griffin's playing alt shot and they announce it at 4 p.m. Friday, like his odds are going to change. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So you could get fucked, or it could benefit you
Yeah, like
if
if
they end up
you
getting
like
it.
try and figure out the pairings, yeah, you could.
Yeah. Okay. And then I mean, I guess I just wanted to ask you what your thoughts were on the player points, and then that's kind of it. But I see you can also do top scorer. I don't know if
You
that's
could bet fucking everything. You could bet if someone throws a dildo on the
so
green.
just so I understand too. If you so I understand the singles, like if JJ Spawn goes out there and beats, by the way, who do they get paired up with? Is it random? Like we're
It's
not gonna
random.
random.
So in the President's Cup, you give a team, the other person counters. In this,
Oh,
you
okay.
have your four, you don't know what the other person's doing. So you have to strategize, which is a Bushism. That's not a real word.
Oh, okay. Strategery.
You have
Yeah.
strategery. You have to think, oh, where are they going to put Rory and Tommy? Are they going to put him out second or third or what?
So if I want to bet on someone, on a golfer over points, and if they're in one of the foursomes or four balls, their group, it's two people. If they win, do they each get a point in like gambling sense, or who gets credited with that point? Does that make sense? What I'm asking? Oh,
I was
you froze.
frozen for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah. Did you hear my question?
Yeah. They both get a point. You both get a point.
Okay, great. So like if JJ gets paired with like Scotty, like that's
He
a huge
could. JJ could play with Scotty. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna roll with JJ, and I just it's just a gut feeling. I just think he's a good golfer. I think he's gonna show
No,
up.
I agree. I don't know where they're gonna play him.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna play tomorrow. He's gonna play tomorrow, 100%. I don't know if he's gonna play all shot or best ball. I don't know. He plays kind of a weird ball, so I don't
Right.
know. I if I had to bet on it, I would say we don't see JJ in alternate shot tomorrow.
You say you don't think we see him in alternate, so you think we see him in the afternoon.
He's gonna play in the afternoon. Yeah,
He's gonna play in the
potentially with
afternoon.
Scotty. Really, like I think that or Xander.
And do you think that the weather? And I saw Hovey say, "Of course it's pissing rain. It's not even fucking raining in the city.
It's not
fuckface.
raining here.
It's not raining. Fuckface moron." Do you think that like this benefits or is a disadvantage to either side with
So this
the
is the
course being
thing.
wet?
Back in the day, Team Europe used to have a lot of short, dinky accuracy guys. They played a different style of golf where the Americans had a ton of bombers and you could set up the courses like that. These teams are nearly identical statistically. Like there's no way you can maybe make the greens a little bit faster, but there's no way to really set up the course that is going to favor one side or the other. If anything, it's just going to play longer if it's wetter.
Okay. All right, cool. You'd have to imagine too on the Euro side that Ludwig is set up pretty well for a course like this. I know you're not his biggest fan. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really been unbelievable this year.
Tailing Dawes said, so foursomes, alternate shots, four balls, best ball. That is correct. Yep. There we go. BK, I think you did a great job breaking this down, by the way. And just out of curiosity, because on these player points, you can bet overs, but you can also bet unders. Are you going to fade anyone?
I would under like
Sep. What's the personal issue that he's dealing with? Do you know?
I think he was dealing with like a kid or something.
Like just having a kid?
Yeah, I think something might have happened with the pregnancy or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know about that. That sucks. All right. So I would, if I'm looking at this chart, just based off of what I saw yesterday, I would fade Matthew Fitzpatrick. He doesn't look ready for this. Did he play last year at Ryder Cup?
Yeah, he did. So he has one of the worst Ryder Cup records of all time. He's
not built for this. He's not built for this.
He could be. He could be.
Yeah, but he's not. I mean, he's not.
Yeah,
he's not.
Yeah.
So this is the last thing I'll say. I legitimately do not love this Ryder Cup team for the U.S. because I think half of them are gutless. I understand they're good in match play. They're good at the Ryder Cup. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada. I'm gonna trust the process. But I would never. I've faded my teams before. I've bet against U.S. soccer before. Yeah. I get shit for criticizing U.S. soccer. Oh, you're not a patriot. Shut the fuck up. I will not be betting on Europe. I just
you can't.
You can't. And I'm not that guy. Like I'd say, leave your emotions out of it. Gambling is separate. Put your money wherever you want. I can't do it. I just can't. But at the same time, I can't bet US minus 150, minus 160.
No.
Whatever the fuck it is. So, all right, best bet.
I wouldn't nuke it. I would not nuke it.
No. Best bet in the Ryder Cup.
I would say Cam Young or Ben Griffin over points.
And if anybody wants to know,
or any like matchups they have, like, can you look up point matchups?
I see day one.
No.
Day one foursomes winner.
No.
No, I don't see matchups. I see Ryder Cup. Oh, wait a minute. To lift the trophy. No. Outright spread. Matches to go to the 18th hole. No. Margin of victory. I don't see it. Top scores. Top overall rookie. Oh, JJ's 5-1. Russell Henley's
yeah, like bet that. Yeah.
That's fun. It's very fun. Very fun. All right, dude. Well, thank you for talking Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Great, or not great. Good luck. Who says great luck? Good luck today on your show, not a stream show. When you have the audio published, let us know, and we'll go support. Thank you for making the time. Good luck, BK. Thanks for coming on.
All right, cheers, guys. Go Ohio State.
Go Ohio State. What a weirdo. All right. Good stuff from BK. Appreciate it. Thanks, by the way. Auto Gelato with a subbing. We had a hype train level 3 in here. Didn't even see that. Crutch Bets. Appreciate you. 36 months. Happy 3-year anniversary. Who did he say for best bet? Cam Young. Cam Young over points, and he likes Ben Griffin. Yep. Not a weirdo. Go Buckeyes. All I heard is Europe's going to dominate USA. I don't know, man. I mean, I just think the Euro squad has some fucking dudes, like straight up. Yeah, like I think Bobby Mack is good. You know, I think Ludwig is gonna fuck on this course. And I'm sorry, but like, does JT Cantlay and Morikawa really get you going? Does that make you want to get in the American spirit of like revving up a motorcycle and ripping some Marlboro Lights and pounding a fucking course? No, little bitches are, but no, they're just soft. So it is what it is. I would have probably changed up the Ryder Cup team. Oh, Steak, I'm sorry. I was just rambling over there.
Okay, I can add myself. You were rambling.
Yeah, that's true. You can rad yourself. What kind of hat is that? Wait, is that? Oh man, that's tough.
You should know. I think you should know.
I know. Is that it's a red.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost thought for a second. I mean, my eyes really suck. Everything's blurry to me on a screen. I thought it was like the elephant of Alabama or like someone running. And I was trying to think of what football logo was running.
When you catch me dead wearing an Alabama hat.
R.I.P. Well, you're an Alabama supporter this year. It's okay. But I understand. You're right. The Reds lost last night.
I know. I watched the game.
Yeah. Hey, Shark Lark, Jonesy was taken. Shout out Jonesy was taken for my partner on the TD contest, hitting both his guys because he had to pivot to Mike Evans. Great call on Paul Skeens yesterday. Can you believe these guys had a season-long entry that came down $200 to win $4,000, and they won it on the last pitch of the season?
His last pitch of the season, because he's not starting again, Skeens.
Oh, it's over. It's like 5 games left.
Yeah.
4 games left.
Very cool. Very fucking cool.
That is awesome. Yeah, so he had like 4 through the first 2 innings. He was like cruising, and then I was following it on my phone, and it was like, oh, Ellie De La Cruz had 2 strikes when he hits into a fucking force out, or there's a line out, or this or that. So I was like, oh no, we're gonna get fucked. By the way, I'm sorry, I almost forgot Greg is coming on today. Let me send him the link. Hold on. Here you go. Oh, 1 second. Haven't seen her talk to. Okay. Let's Lab City. WD Gens. Yep. How did your day of betting baseball go?
Not good. Not good, man. Not good.
All right. Well, did you have fun?
Yeah, I watched a lot of baseball. This is when baseball is
too.
awesome. Like, dude, postseason baseball or even postseason races in baseball. Like,
yeah,
this is fucking cinema. Blue Jays, the AL East is cinema. Tigers, Guardians is cinema, even though it's very sad watching what the Tigers are doing, to be completely honest. But this is fucking very, very good time.
Yeah, I want to make sure people understand, like, you know, because we've had some people, whether they're joking or being serious, or like, oh, guys, you know, I miss when you talk baseball, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you don't. But I want you to know, and in all seriousness, like, I'm not disrespecting baseball. It's just that I could not get into a groove. And I don't think you could either. Like, we were just not getting into a groove. And football's here, so we might as well dedicate everything we've got to football. And I think for the most part, we're doing pretty well in football. Not like, we're fucking winning a ton of money or anything like that. But for the first couple weeks, we've been on the right side of some pretty good reads. We've had some bad ones, but this is where our focus and our attention is going to be. So we got to have you guys come sweat the games with us. Postseason will be awesome. Definitely. And we're going to have the Degenerate Hour tonight on the Pickett Sports YouTube. Show has been good. Thank you, Alan. We do appreciate that. Also, I think you guys would appreciate I went and watched some fucking tape this morning.
I did too. I can't wait to tell you what tape I watched. I rewatched the most disgusting game of Sunday. Take a guess. The most disgusting game of Sunday. I had to see something with my own eyes.
Was it Colts Titans?
No.
Was it?
I think you could get it if you think. The most disgusting game, and it has a team involved that I'm heavily invested in.
No, yeah. Panthers Falcons?
Yeah.
You're heavily invested in the Falcons. Yeah. You wanted to see if it was as bad as the scoreboard was.
You want my answer?
Yep.
It's every bit as bad. It's very, 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 very bad. Very, very fucking bad.
Wow. Your cornfields come in here and say, relax. It's one game. It's week 3.
Well, I'm probably going to bet the Falcons this week, but it is very bad.
Greg, what's up? Sorry, I don't know if you're picking your nose. I should have given you
No. What's up?
Good to see you. Greg, are you watching any tape? Are you reading any articles or anything like that? Who are you digging into? Any coaches or teams or anything?
Man, I regret not digging more into the Lions because they're still wagging. And you guys told me, and it honestly was by the time kickoff got there, I knew it was too late, but woof.
Yeah, that was tough. Listen, I can't say anything about anyone's best bets because my two that I've had the last 2 weeks have been the luckiest sides to be on. Fading the Rams sucks. Got very lucky with the Eagles, and I don't know how the Bengals covered against the Jags. I truly do not. Steak, nice job. Yeah. You had a nice one last week. What was your best bet?
Browns.
The Browns. Yep. That was a grinded out game, but you called it to a T. So the newsletter had a nice week, 2-1. That's what we needed. Kind of stabilize, get our rhythm, our groove. And so we're going to lean into more plays and add more volume. Shout out to Huge Ass in the YouTube chat for this.
Can I ask one question real quick? Because I owe Dawes an answer. You guys always find the lines for first coach fired. Where are those at?
I tell you this all the time, and don't listen.
I only have Hard Rock, so it really doesn't matter.
I understand, and I've told you this many times. They're offshore, and you should create a Bet Online account.
I have a Bet Online account. Did you hear that, Dawes? Bet Online.
Yep. Bet Online.
Yeah, they're not on any of the books up here.
No. The player rewards are, I mean, I guess you can probably find them in other states. I was talking to Pranav about this yesterday.
They're just not in New York specifically.
No. But even in some states, they'll give you MVP, which New York won't give you, but you might not be able to bet on first coach fired. Did you know in Michigan, he was saying you can bet on college player props on like FanDuel and shit?
I think there's many states you can bet on college.
I didn't know that. I thought that was like exclusively a Prize Picks or an offshore thing.
Nah, FanDuel has them. FanDuel has them in a lot of states, I think.
Okay. All right. We if you're familiar with the show, hello. First of all, good morning. Thank you again to BK for talking Ryder Cup. We are gonna skip the Thursday night game because we're gonna save it for tonight on the Degenerate Hour. Go to the Pickett Sports YouTube link that I posted in the Twitch chat. Subscribe to the channel, and we will see you live tonight at 7 o'clock. Actually, I have a 6 p.m. I might be a few minutes late. I'll let you guys know. But we're going to talk Cardinals and Seahawks. I'm very excited to dig into this game because that's the tape I went back and watched. I watched that Niners Cardinals game, and man, I feel like nobody's really talking about how the Cardinals blew that fucking game because I did not realize they got that safety late, got the ball back, and they converted on a first down and crossed midfield. Yep. They crossed.
I don't think I realized they got the
first down.
Game. That's why
there was so much. Oh no, that was a late game actually.
That was a late game.
Yeah, that wasn't the 1 o'clock chaos.
I wasn't even really following much. I mean, I was out of town, but I wasn't following a whole lot outside of the Bucs game and then the Bears Cowboys late. But I could not believe the Cardinals blew that fucking game. So we'll talk about that because I've got some things that I like and don't like about both the Seahawks and the Cardinals. So make sure you come join us at 7
p.m. Was that game in San Francisco?
It was. Yep,
okay.
It was in San Francisco. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Everybody get your mind set on the NFL Week 4 slate, which we're going to start with both your teams. So Greg is a Pittsburgh guy. So he claims I know
Good born there. That counts.
Yeah, it's good enough. You had a Frank Thomas White Sox stuff in your house growing up, but I know that you still kind of like the Pirates.
Yes, I grew up in Columbus, Georgia, which is the same small town Georgia where Big Hurt's from.
Oh, I
went
think
to
I
the
caught
same
that
elementary
part.
school as him. If we didn't move, I would have gone to the same middle school. So that was when I was 10 years old. He was a god.
Very cool. Frank Thomas is the man. Big Hurt is one of the coolest nicknames.
Yeah, and everybody, all his old teachers, all his old guidance counselors, like everybody always spoke the world of him too. So
love it. All right. Well, Steak is a Minnesota Vikings fan, so we have a clash here of the fans. But everybody's pretty realistic. You're not going to get some stupid shit talking up here. But we have our first game. I don't know if it's in London or Germany or Dublin. That's right. Yeah, I remembered. I was like, wait, I feel like it's in a place for the first time, and I couldn't remember the country. So it's in Dublin. And I'm going to share the screen for you guys. We've got the the Vikings looking like a 2.5 point favorite. And the total is going to be around 40.5. Let's see what Pickett says for this game. You can find 2 on Fanatics, 40.5 on Caesars, 41.5 on Bally's. I guess maybe I should download Bally's. Here are the splits. Almost $500,000 wagered on this game. Looks like it's pretty even for the most part. A lot of people like the under, which, that's the play I think that makes the most sense, is the under in a weird way. And I will tell you why. So let me set this one up. I'm not going to hog the microphone too much. Steak doesn't think so. Well, what I was going to say,
I just don't think there's anything weird about taking a Dublin under with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Carson Wentz Minnesota Vikings at all.
I never said it was weird. I said it's what made sense.
You said in a weird way.
Oh, I got you. So it's just clear cut, black and white. That's the obvious play. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'm with you there. We talk about this, and I think it's a really, really important point when you're betting on sports, when you're buying high on players or teams. And I'm looking at this game, and I initially wanted to bet the Steelers because I didn't want to buy high off of Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings scoring 48 points and beating the absolute piss out of the Bengals. On the flip side, I really don't think the Steelers are very good. And I really don't like an old-ass Aaron Rodgers lacking weapons against a Brian Flores defense. So
Brian Flores, former Steeler, bit of a revenge spot.
Didn't even know that. Nice nugget, Greg. I'm having a tough time with this game. I initially thought I liked the Steelers, again, strictly because of that Carson Wentz Minnesota Vikings showing. I thought that had a lot more to do about a pissed off Vikings team, a well-coached team after getting embarrassed by the Falcons, coming in against a really, really bad Bengals team, which we've talked about. That offensive line, that defense is awful. Shout out to Jordan Mason for doing what he was supposed to do. But man, Steak, you got a thought on the Steelers, and I'm starting to think you might be right. Great call, by the way, on betting them against the Patriots, even though the Patriots fumbled 4 times. I would say we got a little lucky there, but at the end of the day, fuck it. We got unlucky plenty of times, so I ain't mad. What are your thoughts on your Vikings against Steelers in Dublin -2.5?
Well, there's some things I like. I think football brain is immediately going to go to the Vikings because Aaron Rodgers is a statue, and I think a Brian Flores defense is about the worst thing to be a statue against in the whole league. The Vikings are getting Jordan Addison back after a 3-game suspension. I didn't realize how big of a deal that was going to be. I'm not a Jordan Addison hater. I know that he's good, but I kind of thought maybe Jalen Naylor would be a nice wide receiver 2 fill-in, and he just wasn't at all. And honestly, I see a lot of TJ Hawkinson's washed takes out there, and I just feel like you throw Jordan Addison back in there, and that's going to help Hawkinson a lot as well. I'm not going to overreact anything about Carson Wentz. His QBR was really low, and we're big QBR guys, but he didn't have to do anything. I mean, you had a pretty much journeyman defensive back score twice, have another takeaway, and be the first ever PFF rated 99.9 player in NFL history. That's fluky. That's a little fluky. You got to be honest. I'm not saying there's any way the Vikings should have lost that game to the Bengals, but a lot of the stuff that would happen will not happen in any other NFL games for the remainder of the year. Rav from Book It dropped an interesting nugget on my leans post. Apparently, Dublin is all Steelers fans. Did you know this, Greg?
Dude, so here's a little history fact for you. I was going to say I wasn't sure what the crowd was going to be, but my hunch was that this is going to be like a Steelers home game. Dan Rooney, former rest in peace owner of the Steelers, was the U.S. ambassador to Ireland.
I remember that
for 5 years. So I kind of expected this to be a big Steeler turnout.
It's people are saying like 90% Steelers.
Doesn't surprise, dude. The guy was the owner of the Steelers, was the ambassador, the UN ambassador to the country.
Yeah.
So if you need a team in Ireland, who else are you going to pick, right?
Yeah, it's crazy to think that in my opinion, the right football move is taking Carson Wentz in Dublin against Aaron Rodgers. But here,
he's the closest thing to a leprechaun in the NFL. So
yeah, that's true. It's true.
If Carson Wentz throws for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, I'll do a Carson Wentz tattoo reveal.
You said if the Vikings won.
I did. Did I say that?
Yes.
Did you just say 500 yards and 5 touchdowns?
No, 400 yards.
You got to do a little something more.
Equally unrealistic.
Steelers defense is really bad. No, I understand. You're
bad.
right.
And that's another thing I think we should talk about is the Steelers defense is bad.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
I hope so, dude. I'm an investor. That's what's crazy.
So, Greg, your Steelers here, you're saying it's getting better. I don't know if that's true or false. I'm going to trust you on that. But
I mean, they allowed 14 points last week. The 2 weeks before, they allowed over 30.
I know. I don't think running backs are going to fumble 5 times.
That's the context that we have to include.
I don't think so either, but you still got big red zone turnovers, which you weren't getting in the other
That's
game.
true. It's true. I guess you can't call up takeaways lucky, I guess.
Listen, it's one thing to have a mix of turnovers. A team fumbling 4 times is insane. They actually fumbled
5 times.
It was 4, and then May threw a pick right at the end.
Yeah, five total turnovers.
They had a ridiculous
and if I'm not mistaken, 2 turnovers on downs.
Yep. 1 going into the end zone. I mean, look, like these are the things that I think mean you got a little lucky when you win. When we were talking about the luck shit earlier in the week about the Bucs, the Steelers are pretty lucky. The highest paid defense ever with a median age of 32 is struggling. Yep.
The reason I highlighted that is because he's the one who told us they were overrated in the space.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. And we will absolutely always point out when somebody had a fucking stellar read. Went to Ireland last month, was so constipated. That has to be a factor taken in. Okay. Aaron Rodgers has 1-2 international record with the loss to the Vikings. I wanted to tell you this, Greg, and then I want your thoughts on this game. My best bet last year, one of them was the Aaron Rodgers led Jets against the fucking Minnesota Vikings and Sam Darnold. And the Jets had every chance to win that game. They really did. There was, I don't know if you guys remember this. They stripped.
It was a London game.
It was a London game.
Yeah,
they
I remember.
Stripped Sam Darnold. I think they ended up losing like 22-14 or some shit. Like they were driving at the end and Rodgers threw a pick. They stripped Sam Darnold. And the defender picked up the ball and had a clear shot to the end zone. And Sam Darnold fucking shoestring tackled him and saved points because the Jets ended up going down and turning the ball over. So I vividly remember Rodgers playing international last year, and he was not good. That's also something that's keeping me off the Steelers. I like what you said about them being a zigzag team, though. I can totally see that. Greg, what do you like in this game?
I mean, I agree the Steelers could be a zigzag team. Could the Vikings be a zigzag team? 1 loss to the Falcons, blowout. I wouldn't be surprised, especially in this Wentz era, and then McCarthy coming back, if they zigzag a little bit to start the year. I truthfully don't have a play in this because I think it's going to be pretty close. And also like a -2.5 line is a bit trappy, I feel, to take the Vikings. Just don't want to give them that field goal on a neutral field. But, I mean, you guys said it. The defense has been terrible. It is getting better. They get Joey Porter back this week. They get Deshaun Elliott back this week. They were both at practice yesterday. Derek Harmon, who missed the first 2 games, he got injured in preseason. He was back. That's one of the reasons the run defense started to look better. I truthfully, though, would not invest in this defense till after the bye week, which comes after this week. Again, dude, I mean, are you going to be shocked if Wentz has a terrible game? Like, I know they get Addison back. I know Hawkinson looks good, but Wentz still has to get him the ball. And if they're able to get pressure on Wentz, that's going to be a problem. But I totally agree with what you're saying. The defense, there's absolutely still problems there, and I would not recommend investing on them until after the bye. But I think this is going to be a pretty good game. I think it's going to be an ugly game, obviously, but it could be a trappy over. Where that would probably be my look.
I have a devil's advocate play. Is it not kind of strange that the Minnesota Vikings would be favored with their backup quarterback when you go into the year 2 teams with the same win total? Like, I don't think it. I think more people would bet the Steelers here, if I'm being honest.
3 weeks into the season, I don't think anybody is excited about betting the Steelers. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. We got some sub bangs I want to acknowledge. Risings, appreciate you. W Golf, yep, thank you. BK. Shady Beeve, 20 months, appreciate you, Beeve. The Minnesota Vikings will win the Super Bowl. Ramble now gave out 5 subs. Appreciate you, Ramble. I'll see if I can come on this weekend or next weekend, by the way. Didn't forget about you. And Tailing Dawes.
You should do this weekend because I'll be gone, and then I can do next week.
All right, I'll do my best. I'm traveling Saturday morning, but I can try to come on one of those days. So I kind of get what you're saying. I think given how the Vikings have looked the first 3 weeks, I don't think anybody's that excited to bet on them. I still think if you look at both these teams, the thing that people are most excited about and would put their money on is the Vikings defense above all else. Greg, I'm with you on the Vikings defense maybe getting a little bit better, but I'm looking at the box score. The New England Patriots had 26 first downs. They had
they drove all over them. Yeah.
They had 369 total yards of offense. The fucking Steelers had 200. What is that?
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers went up 14-0 and then didn't do anything for the rest of the game.
Sure. I just, this is what I want to do as I get older. I'm still going to make gross plays. I'm going to get nasty. I'm going to have fun. I don't really like London games that much. I don't know. Fucking sue me. Like, I like to wake up, have my thoughts, have my coffee, start, do prop talk, and then look at the bets and start to materialize what I think is going to happen. Master classes, shit like that. I don't want to rush in and get cute and bet on an old statue Aaron Rodgers against a Brian Flores defense. I don't want to do that. So, and then again, one of my rules is don't buy so high on like players who aren't that good. Carson Wentz is not that good. Steak, you said it. His QBR was not that good. That was a lot more about their defense and about the Bengals being bad. I can't buy high on Carson Wentz, and I cannot bet on Aaron Rodgers against Brian Flores. I think, if anything, I would square the fuck up with an under. And more specifically, I don't know if you guys are going to like or not like this, I would take the Steelers team total under.
Cool. I say we move to
no
the next
pushback on either.
Yeah. We'll move on. Okay. Next game. Here we go. Here's a good one. Sunday, 1 p.m. Falcons, Commanders. Commanders are, I believe, still with Marcus Mariota.
It's got to be because it was 2.5 earlier in this week.
Okay. So they opened 2.5. That's right. They opened 2.5. Money has come in on the Atlanta Falcons, I believe. We liked the Commanders last week. Greg, I don't know if you were here, but we talked about buying low because they were 6 down to 3.5. Mariota in this offense. I mean, he's a veteran quarterback. The way Cliff Kingsbury's offense is, I mean, I think it's kind of similar to Shanahan. Like, a guy can get in there, plug and play, simplify it. I like this Commanders team. I don't like this spot. I don't like this spot at all. This is one of those situations where it's like, I wonder if you look at the data and betting on NFL teams, how many times a team like the Falcons cover after what just happened to them the week before, getting their absolute
after a blowout. Yeah.
And a game they were favored in. I mean, they were -5.5. I think we talked about it. They opened 1.5, which was absurd. It was always the fucking Panthers. I ended up playing the Titans as my 5.5 home dog, but I think it's Falcons or nothing. Total's 45. I want to lean over in this game, but I have a hard time seeing the Commanders offense replicate as much success as it had against the pissed off Falcons defense, because this is not the Raiders. It's not the Raiders. And we saw them against the Packers. They struggled. So I don't know where you put this Falcons defense yet after 3 weeks, but it's not in the bottom of the barrel and it's not top of the list.
It's better than last year.
Sure. So I was leaning over, and then I actually started to think, this could be a game where the Commanders maybe score 17-20. And then how much Michael Penix and the Falcons really going to be able to do? So I'm off this game. I got no strong read. I lean Falcons. Steak, where are you at with your Atlanta Falcons? You watch tape. Tell me what you like.
I like nothing about what I saw last week, but unfortunately, that's not how I gamble. So I will be taking the Atlanta Falcons. Okay. The Atlanta Falcons fired their wide receiver coach, Ike Hilliard. That's a fun name drop in case anyone remembers who he is.
Giants legend.
It was so bad, someone had to take blame, and that's how I kind of chalk up that Carolina game. Like, I know they weren't going to fire Raheem Morris, even though I'm starting to think that Raheem Morris might be worth placing some coin on for first coach fired, because that was the worst loss of the season, and it was absolutely as pathetic as it seems, 30-0 to the Carolina Panthers. And I think most people are becoming hip to him being dog shit anyways. Michael Penix has one touchdown pass, and it's basically a little dump off to Bijan Robinson in the first game. He has 0 touchdown passes to wide receivers. Drake London was like supposed to be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL this year. He was so good with him at the end of the year last year. And I don't know what's going on, but I don't believe personally that the Atlanta Falcons are anywhere near as bad as they played against the Carolina Panthers. And I don't like this Commanders offense that much. Terry McLaurin's doubtful. Nice start to the season for Debo. If you want my honest take, I think Debo's going to tail off. That's just my opinion. It could be a really bad one. But either way, even with Debo Samuel, without Terry McLaurin, this is an awful wide receiver room. And the running back room's just as confusing now that Austin Eckler's hurt. We get all excited about Bill, and you got Chris Rodriguez and Jeremy fucking McNichols getting all the snaps in the beginning. And then they bring Bill in the second half of that game. But I don't like much about the Commanders. I like Marcus Mariota. I respect him as a quarterback and as a fill-in. But personally, I always like backup quarterbacks like him in their first start more than their second start. And last thing to throw out before I kick it to Greg, I am taking the Falcons in this game. Teams that lost a game by 28 or more going against a team that won a game by 17 or more, 62% against the spread the following week.
Great fucking job. Wow. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna need you to send me that stats because I think the Falcons might need to go in the newsletter. I'm not sure if any of us are going to fall on the sword and make them our best bet, but I just think after such an ugly performance, I mean, you're already hearing mumbles of Kirk Cousins, right? It's week 3 and you're already writing
by Raheem about Kirk Cousins, by the way.
Let's talk about that after Greg goes.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
But anyway, I do think this is a spot where the Falcons turn around. You want to talk about a zigzag team. I mean, this team somehow beat the Vikings. Like, that still is a game that makes no sense to me on Sunday night. And then they come out the next week and get destroyed by the Panthers. But I'm pretty sure if you look back, the Panthers historically play the Falcons really well. And that could just be one of those matchups that, for whatever reason, the Falcons can't figure them out. To this, the line's trappy. It's in Atlanta. You're coming off of an absolute ass beating. You got to put up or shut up. And I do think from a grit factor, the Falcons are – they're just not what they were last year. Last year, I would have been quick to write them off because they didn't seem like they had any of those guys on defense that can make plays. But I think that's changed, and I think they can. But the thing, too, is Daniels is not 100% ruled out by any means. So it's definitely we need to monitor. It sounds like he practiced yesterday. I just checked. So it sounds like he may actually play. What?
Okay. Steak, what'd you say?
Oh, no, Greg's 100% right. He's not been ruled out.
Okay.
Yeah. But either way, he's coming back. Might be a little rusty and worth throwing a flyer on the Falcons. But I do think this is one we want to put in there because it just seems it seems too obvious for the Commanders to roll here.
One thing to point out that nobody said, Dan Quinn revenge game. Also keep in mind, used to be Atlanta Falcons head coach. I believe he took him to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it should be. Again, it was one of those initial reaction. Ooh, offense. But I'm kind of thinking defense. So leaning under in that game, totally fine with the Falcons play, even though I saw Alan Dim say it opened 3. Now it's down to 1. We're not CLV sharps. If we like a game, we'll take it. So I'm with you guys on there, and let's keep moving. I don't know what to do with this next game. The Detroit Lions is that 10 and a half? I thought it was 8.5.
It's gotten steamed up after they looked unstoppable on Monday.
Okay, so you can still find a 9 at Fanatics, but it's minus 190 or 120. So let's call it 9.5. I thought this line was 8.5. They've been bet since that showing on Monday night. I mean, listen, the Lions did a great job silencing the cornfields and the doubters of the world who what are you doing?
I'm a doubter. I was a doubter.
Oh.
I'm no longer a doubter. I am silent.
Well, I guess like I hated, we love the Lions. They're
more impressed by their defense and their offense, in all honesty.
Yeah. But the reason I didn't like the bet, but I was okay with it is because you're still betting on the Ravens, and the Ravens are a good team. And it's like, if that's what you want to do, you want to do it. The Lions are playing outdoors. We saw how they looked against the Packers. But man, I'm okay if you after, not you, just anyone in general, didn't believe in the Lions after Ben Johnson, thought that's where the majority of their success came from. I'm okay with anyone who changes their opinion after seeing what we just saw. They ran the fucking ball down their dicks. Now, I understand Matabuke was a big loss for the Ravens. I totally get that.
How long
But
is he out? What's the story there?
Oh, apparently it's not good. I saw a quote by Harbaugh that said it's like a neck thing and they're going to get it reevaluated. But also but between the Lions and the Niners, you can't pull the injury shit with them. They're always injured. The Lions' whole defense was out last year. So that was such an awesome game. But I honestly, the last time we saw the fucking Browns go outside of Cleveland, they went to the Ravens, and they did better than that scoreboard indicated of 41-17. They still outgained the Ravens. We heard that. Their defense is nasty. But Joe Flacco on the road against Detroit and this Lions defense, if they're healthy, is that anything you want to take points with? I don't. And I respect the Browns. I'm a big Browns respecter. So I hate to start off kind of slow and conservative with my reads on this, but I don't like most of these early games that we're talking about. I got nothing on the Browns Lions. We'll switch it up. Greg, do you have anything on this?
If anything, I would probably look to the under, and that might you could justify
44.5.
Yeah, either total on this is public because the Lions just put up 50 points, but it's a Browns game, so you have to look at the under. I mean, the Browns are significantly tougher up front than the Ravens were. So if I want to get really cheeky, I might look at Montgomery's under on yards just because he's coming off a huge game. But I really do want to take the Browns. It might take a nudge from Steak for me to get there, but I don't think I want to fade the Lions again because it could just be a game, whatever. The Lions win 21-6. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Steak.
I will not be nudging you, man. I think this is awful.
I don't need a nudge then.
Awful spot for the Cleveland Browns. And I fuck with this Cleveland Browns team. I really, really do.
I think we all do, man. They're fun. They're scrappy. They're the definition of grit.
But they're only good on one side of the ball. And what really it is that their offense sucks still, any way you slice it. And Joe Flacco hasn't been impressive. And now that you want him to go play in a dome against the Detroit Lions, and you said you like the under, I would take the Lions out of this equation, man. You saw David Montgomery score that touchdown. He really had no business scoring. They don't give a fuck about running up the score. They're still out trying to prove that they don't need Ben Johnson. I would not take under 44.5. I would take Browns team total under. That's actually my favorite look in this game. I think it's a really bad spot, and I like all the pieces. I like Quinshon Judkins. I like Harold Fannin. I like the pieces on the Browns. I'm really, really unimpressed with Joe Flacco. He looks really, really old, and there's just no fucking shot they keep up with the Lions. And I think I want to keep buying into an underrated part of this Lions team. And I feel like we said it at the beginning of the year. The defense. They sacked Lamar Jackson 7 fucking times last week. They were the most banged up defense we've ever seen at the end of the year. There's no way that you should have went into this year thinking this would be the same defense with everyone they got back. So, yeah, I want to kind of keep buying into this Detroit Lions defense. So my favorite bet in this game is Browns team total under.
I can get on board with that.
Yep, I can as well. Flacco.
I do like your outlook on just the philosophy of the Lions is I don't care that we're up 28-3. We're going.
Browns lost the starting tackle. Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson was a freak. Flacco last game against the Packers, who obviously have Micah Parsons, only sacked 2 times, should be noted. But 21-36, 142 yards. That is 3.9 yards per attempt. I believe that's the math on that, right? Yeah, I think that's per attempt. That's I mean, he's throwing to fucking nobody past 5 yards. So good luck with that. I don't think they're going to keep up. I could see this being a 27-13 game, maybe a little bit more. I agree with you. The team total DraftKings is 16.5. By the way, Greg, I just noticed it's after 11. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm going to do one more game and run.
Okay. So Greg's got some corp shit. Let's go to, here's a fun one. Let's go to the Jackson Dart debut. The Los Angeles Chargers on the road in New Jersey, 6.5 point favorites. This to me is one of those games where I look at this matchup and all I think about is an under. And it's kind of how I felt about the Cardinals and the Niners last week. Didn't play it, not taking credit for it, but that's where my head is. And I think I'm actually going to press the button on this one. It looks like you can get a 6 for the Cardinals on for the Chargers on DraftKings. Total's 44 on Fanatics. I'm not here to doubt the Los Angeles Chargers anymore. When I have been going back and watching these games, when I can't get eyes on them, because I'm trying to give you guys better takes and opinions, as Alan Dim said, bullied me into. I watched that Broncos game, and it was similar to what I've said and what we say all the time every week with NFL teams. How the fuck did they blow that? I mean, the Broncos should have won that game.
Correct.
But I'm not taking anything away from the Chargers. I mean, they're good, and Justin Herbert is really good. Amari and Hampton look better. I know Najee Harris popped his Achilles, which sucks, but the wide receivers are still making plays, and the defense is getting after it. They really are. They're getting after it. I don't know. When we talk about quarterbacks going into places and faring really well, and we just can't see it. But we've been wrong. We've been 0 for 2. Daniel Jones for the Giants quarterback won in Cleveland, and then Sam Darnold went in Pittsburgh and won. Like, Herbert's a Cali dude. He goes into New York. The Giants, with this quarterback change, it's kind of like a goalie change. They're going to be fucking buzzing. You're going to get every Giants player up for this game. How is it not like a 20-10? It feels, I'm not buying Jackson Dart to have success in game 1, especially against a fucking Harbaugh coach team. I really don't think they're going to come in there and slip up. It's too early in the season. They have a chip on their shoulder. They want to keep proving people that they are legit in the NFL. So I'm not fading the Chargers, but I feel like this is going to be an under game. That's what I like. I think they're going to kind of play like the Eagle style of football. Get a lead and just lean on it a little bit, even without Najee Harris. Steak, what are your thoughts?
Royal just said my main thing that I was looking and thought was weird. 35.5 rushing yards for Jackson Dart. Isn't that crazy?
Well, what are most running or quarterbacks who can run? Are they in the 30s?
I didn't know anyone thought of Jackson Dart as a quarterback who could run.
Well, doesn't he come in there for RPOs?
Yeah, he just hands the ball off to Cam Scataba.
But it's an RPO, so he can keep it and run it if he wanted to.
I don't think he has one time.
Okay.
I don't think he's played more than 10 snaps either.
No. So what about the preseason?
Not sure. I feel like that's really high for Jackson Dart, man.
I'm not discrediting it. I'm only just trying to find reasons why it would be.
188 is his passing prop, by the way. So the thing that I feel like none of you guys mentioned about the Chargers, isn't it interesting that they just started their season off with all 3 of their divisional foes?
Dude, that's what I was going to bring up. 3
really
divisional games in a row. This to me is a textbook sleepy spot. So I'm totally on board putting this under the newsletter.
Yeah, wow. I was going to say, I don't want to call it a map play because that's Greg's thing, and I don't know if it technically is. But playing your 3 divisional foes, one who was in the Super Bowl last year and is the dynasty of the NFL, and another who was like a team that everybody was the most excited about going into the year, going 3-0, then going to New York to play Jackson Dart in his first start.
And the other game was primetime Raiders. Like, you're not going to sleep through that. I know it's the worst team in your division, but primetime Monday night, like,
wasn't that game in Las Vegas?
Huh?
That game was in Vegas, right?
I believe so. Yeah, because
weird spot for me. Yeah.
Okay, so nothing with a side, but I don't know how you.
At the end of the day, you're betting on a rookie quarterback against a defense a rookie quarterback making his first start against a defense that, like Steak said with the Lions, I think this Chargers D is underrated. They've performed great in their first 3 games. So I don't want to invest in the Giants because of that. But at the same time, I could absolutely see a sleepy spot for the Chargers and those touchdowns turn into field goals because the Giants are tough up front. What happened with Burns? I saw him down at the end of the game. Do you guys know what I can check it out.
No, I don't know, but I saw that too.
Well, this is probably going to be one of the better tests the Giants defense, let's see, they held the Commanders to 21. They held the Chiefs to 22. Just from those 3 guys of Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, and Thibodeau, I'm trying to think.
He returned to the game, so he's
okay.
He's fine.
That's got to be a good test for this Chargers offensive line. What they played the Raiders, so they've gotten Max Crosby. They played the Chiefs, so they've gotten Chris Jones, and they played the Broncos. So I couldn't tell you off the top of my head who the best pass rusher for the Broncos is. So. And I kind of collab with Alan Dims on this one. This is hilarious. He's very mean about it. It's a lack of knowledge and low intelligence, not though Dart can run. I think of Jackson Dart as a guy who can run. And also somebody else pointed it out. Rookie quarterbacks in their debut are definitely gonna look to their legs and scramble. Jaden Daniels had 88 rushing yards against the Bucs in week 1. He never even sniffed that the rest of the season. Also, I was just looking at the preseason. He was the leading rusher in one of the 3 preseason games for the Giants. And then he had a 23-yard rush, only one rush for 23 yards against the Patriots. He got in there for a couple drives. So I get what you're saying. I do not think that is worth a play because it's fishy. I just think you should play it if you think that Jackson Dart's going to be running for his life. Okay. So we kind of like it as a bit of a map play because you played 3 divisional opponents. You're going cross country.
Sorry to cut you off, but I wonder if anyone can tell me what Jaden Daniels' rushing prop was in that Bucs game?
I can because I bet it. And I think it was around 38.5.
Okay, but then we have to talk about this. I don't care what Alan Dim says. Jaden Daniels rushed for 1,200 yards in his last year at LSU. Jackson Dart rushed for 400 and something. So they're not the same. It's not the same. Those lines shouldn't be anywhere close, if we're being completely honest. I do think the line's weird. Obviously, I get it. It's not that I think fucking 20-year-old Jackson Dart is a statue in the pocket. I know he can run a little bit. He ran for 1,500 yards in his college career. Not bad at all. But he's not Jaden fucking Daniels.
No, he's not. I just think the Giants have shown that they're not scared to let him run. That was my thought, because
it's not really true. It's not really true. They're not scared to let him hand the ball off.
I understand, but he's in there for RPOs, and he just so happens to be handing the ball off. What if that's just the read? You know,
I'm just
he
saying,
plays the full game. He's going to be pulling it 4 or 5 times.
I get what you're saying. He never has. But I get.
In my opinion, this is a weird, and that's what kind of the talk in New York has been, that this is a weird time to throw Dart out there, almost thrown to the wolves. But they do play the Saints next week, and I firmly believe if they do not win that game, they will fire Daboll. You almost have to if you start 0-5 and you lose to the Saints. So I think this is a game. Just go out there. We're gonna lose. It's okay. Just get your reps. We cannot lose to the Saints.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. By the way, I heard what the look ahead line was on that game. Do you guys want to guess? Giants at the Saints?
Giants -3.
Steak?
Less, like Giants -1.5.
2.5. Giants
2.5. Ooh, 2.5 is ooh.
I know, right? Kind of makes me want to take the fucking Saints. Okay. Let's go to the next game, and this is an interesting one.
This will be my last one, and then I get Ron.
All right. Sounds good, Greg. Thanks for making the time, and we'll see you for the Degenerate Hour tonight, 7 p.m. Talking Seahawks.
Probably 7:10 after bedtime.
That's okay. I might even be a little late anyway, so I'll let you know how my appointment's going. Texans at home against the Titans. I set the stage, and then I like to hand it off to you guys to do what you have to say. I'm going to take the lead on this one.
Good.
The Titans get their first win of the season.
Oh my God, dude.
Yep.
Heads have got to roll in Texas if that happens.
Oh.
The Titans get their first win of the season. Now, let me make something really clear. I was and am a Cam Ward supporter. Okay. I like the guy. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. He's off to a really tough start, but it's to be expected. You start your first game on the road in Mile High at against the Broncos defense, which is one of the best in the league. Then you play the Rams defense, which is one of the better defenses in the league. Then you got to play the Colts, who aren't thought of as having one of the better defenses in the league, but they're playing really, really good football.
Yeah.
The problem with the Titans, and I've said this from the beginning, is I don't like Brian Callahan.
He turned over play calling duties this week.
He did, Greg. He did. Great job. That's not even why I like this bet. He's not a good coach. He's a bad coach. He's a fucking moron, to be quite honest with you. But I think, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I think there is a real big problem with the Houston Texans and that offense with CJ Stroud. Bad. Did you watch that Texans-Jags game? Did anybody watch that?
I did. I went back and watched the tape on it. They were in great position to win that game until Nico Collins fumbled. Like they really, you can point as many fingers as you want at the offense. They had the ball. It was around 2 minutes. He just picked up the first down. You don't do that. You can just run the ball a couple of times, burn their timeouts, kick a field goal. Worst case, you get overtime. But they just seem like the team that this year the bounces are not going to go their way.
Yep. I couldn't agree more with you. In my opinion, they get a little credit for playing as hard as they did on the road against the Rams, and they fought hard against the Bucs at home. But they should have beat the Bucs. They really should have. They blocked the punt. They returned one for 65 yards. The Bucs missed a 38-yarder, and they didn't. Then, Greg, exactly, great job. They should have beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Nico Collins fumbling is like Derrick Henry fumbling. I don't understand what the fuck or how that even happened, but they really should have won that game.
Also, in that situation, why are you fighting for more yardage? Just get down. I don't necessarily know.
if you go back and look at the Texans on offense, and this is against the Jags defense, dude, Jake Browning threw three interceptions, but they still scored 31 points. Like, this isn't a juggernaut of a defense. It's a better defense, no doubt about it. It's a better defense. These were the Texans' possessions. 3 and out to start the game, missed a field goal, 8 plays, 19 yards. That's important. 19 yards. They're not getting yardage. They're not moving the ball. They're not making big plays. One pass play, 50 yards to Nico Collins, 50-yard touchdown. Another 3 and out, a 13-play drive for a field goal, another 3 and out, another 3 and out, a 4-play punt, interception, 3 and out, the 50-yard bomb, fumble, interception. On the road against the Jags. This is the biggest thing for me, in a huge spot for a team like the Texans, because what did we talk about in week 3? Desperate 0-2 teams against 1-1 teams in week 3. You have to play your best football. Did you hear what I just said about the Houston Texans offense? That is what they are. They're not good. They're not lethal. So here's my point. They're not Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua and the Rams. They're not Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor. They're just not. The Titans don't need to make a ton of plays in this game. They just need to make some plays in this game. And I think they do. I don't think the Texans are that good on offense at all, no matter what defense they're playing. They're not going to let up the scoreboard. CJ Stroud is bad, and I think he stays bad. The one thing they have is a defense, but man, that defense has got to be hurting a little bit, right? After playing the Rams in LA, after playing the Bucs in primetime, grinded out game, and after just going on the road against Jacksonville and losing a game you should have won, it's a bad, bad spot for the Houston Texans. Bad. I'm not going to say they're overlooking the Titans at all, but this is the teaser survivor moneyline parlay that fucks everybody. That's my bold take. I think the Titans get their first win. Greg, do you want to go first since you got to go?
Yes.
No, I don't have a play in this, but I fully agree with everything that you're saying on the Texans. It's pretty tough to bet this Titans team with a bad coach. Cam Ward's still figuring out. Cam Ward's going against this might be the best defense he's seen all year. Like the Texans defense is fucking tough, man. And the Broncos are what we thought they were. So that gives me concern, but I in no way, shape, or form will want to get behind CJ Stroud with that many points. Like, you have to think Nico Collins has to have 2 bombs.
I like that Cam Ward has seen tough defenses. If this was the first tough defense he saw, I would be out, if that makes sense. Like, if you'd only played the Panthers, you know what I mean? But the fact that he's already seen tough defenses, like I'm not saying he's built for it. He hasn't had success. He didn't throw for over 200 yards either time he played the Rams or the Broncos. But I think this is where weird shit happens, and the Texans just continue to have that bad season and not get those bounces. All right, Greg. Well, thank you. If you got a bounce,
well, good take. Go ahead. I want to hear his take, and then also the Patriots are next, and I really want to talk that one. So we'll do that one, and then I'll go.
I'll make it really quick. Then you said a lot of stuff, and I don't necessarily disagree with what you said. But you made a pitch that the Texans aren't very good, and I agree with that pitch 100%. I don't think the Texans have done anything on a football field in the last 3 games to deserve to be 7.5-point favorites over anybody. But let me just tell you, man, the Titans aren't good either. And as of right now, Cam Ward isn't good either, and he doesn't have any good receivers except for Ayo Manor, and we'll see what ends up happening with him. But Calvin Ridley can't catch a cold, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the first total I've seen in the 30s. And I can't believe
the Steelers have had 2.
Well, Steelers was 40.5 against the Seahawks, right?
I didn't see
their opener against the Jets was in the 30s.
Oh, that's a good point. It was. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah.
I don't think the other one was, but doesn't matter.
I thought it was 39, but I could easily be wrong.
Well, what I was going to say is this is the first time I've seen a total at 38.5 where it looks easy, because I don't know how these teams are scoring 38.5 points. They're going to need a defensive touchdown or a special teams touchdown to get to 40 points in this game. Both of these offenses are absolutely dog shit. And honestly, man, I'll make it real simple. I'm tapping the under here, 38.5. I literally think that this game, they could score 25 points in this game.
More than fair. Outside of that 50-yard play from CJ Stroud, he would have been 24 of 37 for 150 yards. He is seeing ghosts. He's scared as shit. And again, this is against a Jacksonville Jaguars defense in a must-have it spot. I'm with you on the under, and I know that the Titans are lacking weapons, Dalton Schultz, Christian Kirk, Xavier Hutchinson, Woody Marks, Jaden Higgins. Like, these are the guys the Texans have. I don't fear that. I'm definitely taking the 7.5. I'm with you. I'm not saying the Titans are good at all. I just think the Texans are worse than people realize yet. That's where I'm at. All right. Next game. By the way, Steak and Greg, can you go retweet that tweet I just sent you? We are going to close, or not close up. We're going to finish up on Twitch and YouTube. If you are on Twitter, please go click that link. Come follow us and support us on a page we monetize. We're not asking for much. Thank you. Shutting down Twitter right now, and come on over. If you guys are on YouTube.
Send anything.
Oh no, did I send it to I always have a heart attack sometimes. Like if I send it to a fucking client by mistake. Nope, I sent it to the group chat. It's in there. You see it, Steak?
Yep.
Greg, you don't see it?
Yep.
It's in the
Yep. My bad.
Just hit that with a retweet. Morning Dumps. What's up, everybody? Thank you. If you're on YouTube, like the stream. Thank you. It helps the algorithm. Subscribe to the page, Twitch. Make sure you're following. What's up, Altaboo, with a new follow. And thank you to everybody who is subscribing. We really appreciate you. Okay. Let's go to the next game. This is the one Greg wants to. He's like, Greg, you're like Will Ferrell in Old School right now. I'll do one more. I'll do one more.
I get.
I know it's hard. It's hard. It's hard not to stop talking about football. This is fucking great.
Stopping at the Saints is going to be easy though. So this is definitely the last one.
You're right. The New England Patriots. I believe I heard they opened 3.5, and the Sharps are in love with the Pats here, up to 5.5. I feel like that's a pretty decent number for the Patriots to be laying. I know the Panthers aren't good, but what have the New England Patriots showed us through 3 weeks? So they lost at home in the opener to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are not good, and they only scored 13 points against a bad Raiders defense, and Marcus Mariota just tore up. They went on the road against Miami, who's also not good, and they won that game 33-27, but they could have lost it. They really could have lost it. And then you turn around against Pittsburgh at home, and this is a game you should have won. You outgained them. You had 370 yards of offense, and you turn the ball over 5 times. Meanwhile, Carolina, as we kind of talked about, got right. They got right at home after a putrid first 2 weeks. They get home. It's exactly what Bryce Young needed against the Atlanta Falcons. Dog walked them 30-0. I can't push the button with the Carolina Panthers, but I also can't lay 6 points with Drake May. 43, though, is looking at me kind of funny. I don't know what the weather is going to be like, and we've seen what the Panthers offense looks like on the road. Is this over a trap?
Yeah.
Panthers defense isn't very good. The offense looked the best it has all season last week. The Patriots are playing wacky games that we're seeing scoring, and if we're not, we're seeing yards. Is 43 like 2 or 3 points low? That's where I'm at with this.
Yes.
Steak, what do you think?
Well, I think Greg should go first.
All right, Greg, go ahead. Go for it. He's going to stay to watch.
I actually wasn't even thinking about the under, but I agree with you there because it does. You do get the sense going into this that the Panthers, just coming off a great offensive game, they should be able to put it together. Like the Patriots defense isn't anything special. So sure, they can score 2 or 3 touchdowns, and the Patriots offense looked great. And the Panthers defense isn't anything special. So to me, I think you're right. I think this, if you look at it, it feels like a very easy over, but I think the under's a play.
I don't hate it. I mean,
I'm not necessarily there. I'm leaning towards Patriots best bet because I do think you're getting the Panthers at an overinflated spot where they're coming off of what could be at the end of the year their best game. The Panthers are 2-1 against the spread, which is kind of shocking considering how bad they've looked this year. And I do think the Patriots are getting together. There's still problems there, but against a team like the Panthers, and assuming you don't have 5 turnovers, I don't see any reason why the Patriots can't win this by a touchdown, 10 points.
This is concerning.
Huge.
That's huge.
That might be the big line movement.
Could be why.
Yeah, I want to be very, very clear. I want to be
Okay.
very clear. I'm going to tell you some things that will never happen again. Bryce Young will never throw for 120 yards and win again in his entire life. I'm sorry. I'm calling everything about that Falcons game fluky. It was the worst game you could ever imagine. Michael Penix, 18 of 36, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The Panthers did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. And Greg mentioned that they're 2-1 against the spread. Well, that's because Bryce Young does this thing where when the game's out of reach or it doesn't matter, he starts playing better. ass kicked by the Cardinals, and then they snuck in at the end when they had no chance. I mean, no fucking chance. No chance did the Panthers ever have a chance to beat the Cardinals, but they did cover the spread. I like Drake May. I like what I've seen from Drake May, and to me, he gives me hope that every week I think Drake May is going to get better. And I don't like the Carolina Panthers. I don't like Bryce Young. I don't like this defense, and I hate this receiving core after Tet, who's banged up. I hate the receiving core for the Patriots too, but Drake May can make a lot more happen with his feet than Bryce Young can. Drake May is a much, much better NFL quarterback than Bryce Young. So the line doesn't surprise me at all. I think with eyeballs, I believe that the Patriots are 5.5 points better than the Carolina Panthers. And they have pieces on defense, and they have Mike Vrabel. They're not all gelling together. They don't have Christian Gonzalez back yet, so that matters. I hope he's back this week. But even if he's not, I'm taking the Patriots. And they're not fumbling the ball 4 times again. So the quarterback they play isn't going 18 of 36 with 2 interceptions, and the Patriots are not fumbling the ball 5 times this week. I think they might absolutely dog walk the Carolina Panthers.
I like mid-major always playing devil's advocate. I really do. And I'm trying to do that myself. Can we also acknowledge doing nothing and winning 38-0 is impressive in its own right? Pat seemed like the obvious bounce back to me from preseason projections. Matt, I don't know that it's impressive from Carolina's. I think it's more unimpressive from the Atlanta Falcons for how poorly they played. And I do agree with Steak. I don't think I've seen nothing from Drake May to make me want to criticize the guy or this offense.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and say it. I disagree with Matt. I'm incredibly unimpressed by this 30-0 win by the Carolina Panthers. I watched the game almost twice, as pathetic as that sounds, because I watched it at a bar and then I rewatched it. Not impressed at all.
Yeah.
I will say to Patriots preseason thoughts, I don't think people are chomping at the bit as a Patriots bounce back. I think it's more, this is going to take some time to figure out. I don't think a lot of people are watching their games. I mean, the Steelers game, they absolutely should have won, but the other two, they could have lost to the Dolphins very easily. The Raiders game, they were never really in it. So I don't think people are saying this team's ready to bounce back after 2 losses and the win being questionable.
I think a fair way to put it is the Patriots could be 2-1, but if you say that, you have to acknowledge that they also could be 0-3.
Yeah. I can see an argument for both sides here, because I truly do wonder, how many people do you think are going to be pressing the button on the Carolina Panthers at 5.5?
Plenty.
Really?
Yes.
The Panthers are sneakily people like them as a dog.
A little bit of a darling. Yeah, that's true. And then and then I was going to say, though, at the same time, how many fucking people are gonna lay 6 with Drake May? I just told you that I don't fucking want to. I just closed Pickett. Damn it, I didn't mean to do that. The other thing I was gonna say is, if this game does go how you guys think it's gonna go, because I do align with you more than not. It should be the Patriots here. If it's the Patriots, hear me out. Vrabel's a defensive guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Panthers' lowest scoring team. Not everybody at once.
I don't hate that.
No, I don't hate it.
All right, here are the Pickett splits. We've got 58% of the bets, but only 35% of the money. Typically, if you're just reading splits, that's kind of what you want to see. You want lower tickets, higher dollars, the bigger money, the bigger bets on the Patriots. But it would make sense. Maybe people are buying into the injury news of Tet not playing. Makes sense to me. But I'm with you. It's Patriots or nothing. If it's is building.
This take is fair, Matt. Very fair. I still like the Patriots, but it's fair.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're right. Yeah, it is. I just don't bet on those trash teams. Yep, fair enough.
All right, I got to run, boys.
All right, Greg. Thank you. We'll see you tonight. Appreciate the time. W. Greg. All right. Thanks, everybody. First time chatter, by the way. Altabu says Colts or Rams. I can't wait to talk about that game. I really cannot, because really I have got some fucking thoughts. Next game, I don't know that we're going to no, absolutely. Please always put it out there. That's what we love about this place. We want, guys, I always want to remind you, we don't want yes men in here. We want differing opinions. We want other perspectives, other angles and viewpoints. Okay. We want to meet somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? Don't be scared to disagree with us. Just try not to do it in Alan Dim's fashion of being like, your lack of intelligence is really telling you, fucking asshole. Anyways, just kidding, Alan Dims. You're needed around these parts. Buffalo's 15.5 against the Saints. I watched the Seahawks Saints game. I didn't watch it twice, and I didn't watch the full thing. I'm sorry, the highlights. I only made it. I wanted to see if the Seahawks starters played the fourth quarter, and they didn't. You know, Spencer Rattler looked a little better than I thought he would have in a 44-10 game or whatever
He's
it was.
looked better than you would think all year, kind of.
I can't believe it because I didn't like him in college. I faded South Carolina that year, and he went over. He beat Clemson like his last game of the year. I was like, you motherfucker. But he's not a guy that's gonna. He's not a starting quarterback in the NFL, but he's not awful. He's not awful. We've seen a lot worse. You know, I mean, John Gruden's a Super Bowl winning head coach, and he was in love with Nathan Peterman. Nathan Peterman was atrocious. I had no interest in Spencer Rattler, but he's looked better than I expected. That's so many fucking points, man. That's so many points. Total's 47.5. We don't have to talk about it too much, but I don't know that I want to do it.
If you like the Saints to be competitive, dude, I think you should take the over.
Okay. That is kind of what I like. Yeah. That is what I like. I think that the fucking Bills are capable of falling asleep. I think they are, and they got to be feeling themselves. They're 3-0. You've beaten 2 division opponents so far. You came back miraculously and you beat the Ravens. My only concern was that they were just double-digit favorites and they didn't cover. So now I was wondering if it's like, I remember we've been doing this for a couple of years, and I remember always wanted to like the Bills in like skull fuck spots, and they never really did it. They were minus 12, 13, 14, and they never covered big games.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be I don't want to be against them on the one time that they do, but you're right. This could be the party where like the Saints still somehow score 21. So you like the over in this game? Anything else?
Yeah, that's it. And I don't want to get too deep into it, to be completely honest, because I don't think it's a good game to deep dive into, to be completely honest.
Nope, you're right. Thank you for being completely honest. All right, we're gonna go to yeah, that's okay. We're going to go to the last game on the 1:00 slate, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one. Talk to me about my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are down just about fucking everybody. 3.5 against the Eagles. Totals 43.5 in this one. I was just looking at, I have been going to, on the recommendation of the chat, not so much Wager Talk. I am on Vegas Insider, and I do feel like Vegas Insider is more accurate for the openers and what the line is. They said the Eagles open minus 1.5. They are now 3.5. So it's a 2-point move. It's pretty significant. I am wondering, though, if this is due to Mike Evans being out. I think he's going to miss a couple weeks. And I don't know that the Eagles have too many big injuries except players in their secondary.
Exactly. But then you got Lane Johnson still questionable. Jahad Campbell still questionable. One more guy I'm drawing a blank on. Zach Bond, but I think he'll play. But yeah, the secondary is really banged up. And I know Mike Evans is out, but you know Chris Godwin's full participant in practice.
Full participant in practice. Yep. I truly do not think he's going to play. I really don't think he's going to play, but I love to see him practice. I really love to see him practice. Wirfs might also be back.
If Wirfs is, I mean, that would be crazy.
Just got that placed on IR. Nolan Smith.
Yeah. And Jacorian Bennett or somebody. I feel like I'm not saying somebody already said it. Never mind.
Yeah.
I know he sucks, but I'm just saying you can't just keep losing your secondary.
No. The Eagles, we've seen it on Twitter. They're going down to Tampa to get acclimated with the weather because they keep coming to Tampa and they are not playing their best football. I think you've gone because one of our buddies is an Eagles fan. You've gone
twice to the playoff game and the regular season game,
and the Bucs won both.
Yeah,
there was one night.
No. I'm sorry. The Eagles won't beat the Bucs in the regular season game 25-11 or something.
You're right. And I was on POD Pete's stream and he loved the Bucs, and I was like, man, I think you're getting duped. Yeah, for whatever reason, I mean, it's hard to discredit Baker Mayfield. He can get your team playing their best, and the Bucs are fired up, and Bowles is a pretty good coach. The Eagles have not looked good. They really have not looked good, but they're 3-0, and that's just what the fucking Eagles do. That is just what they do. They beat the Cowboys by 4. They don't cover. You were boots on ground for that game. They beat the Chiefs in a really ugly fashion, and then they got lucky as fuck. Again, I want to remind you guys, Eagles minus 3.5 was my best bet. I had no business winning that wager. That was a terrible fucking wager. The Rams were the better team, but the Eagles are still the Eagles, and they scare the shit out of me. They really do. I don't know that I like them here. I'm not betting the Bucs, but I don't know that I all of a sudden like the Eagles after 3 ugly weeks. They had one touchdown drive to open the game. They had 3 and outs the rest of the first half. I mean, unfathomable. They came back to not only win, but cover that game. I don't think they're all of a sudden going to go to Tampa and figure it out in week 4. The Bucs have a great run defense. You're going to need Jalen Hurts to pass the ball. The question is, can he? Well, the Bucs pass defense isn't all that great, so maybe. I don't know what I like in this game, Steak, but I wouldn't lay 4 or 3.5 with the Eagles on the road. What about you?
I wouldn't either, man. Not against the Bucs. Bucs seem to have the Eagles number, and if I'm being completely honest,
thank you for being honest.
Yeah, why do I keep saying that?
I don't know. I do it too with random things.
No, I want to stop saying that. I'm actually going to work on not saying that every time because now I'm cringing myself out. You could make a pretty valid argument for betting both sides of this game, and I think we already kind of did it. Like I think it's been very public about how banged up the Bucs are, specifically the offensive line, because the stuff Baker's doing with this makeshift offensive line is crazy. I don't know how much attention you paid at the beginning of that Jets game. I think they had like 7 false start penalties. Am I crazy? Something like that.
For the Bucs?
Yeah. And it was
they
like
did.
the first 2 drives of the game. I mean, that was the only thing crazy I've seen in that was that drive Russell Wilson had against the Cowboys where the Giants had 60 penalty yards, but Russell Wilson had 95 passing yards. That was incredible as well. But then again, as much as you want to talk about the Bucs being banged up, getting back Godwin would be huge if it's happening. Getting back Worse would be huge. The secondary for the Eagles is a problem. I have no idea what it is with Lane Johnson and Zach Bond, but that's pretty much the heart of the team right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
Zach
that's
Bond's
going to be
player.
their defensive leader and their offensive leader.
Is Cooper DeJean good? Or healthy?
I don't see him on a report.
Okay.
I mean, he's like the only healthy guy in the secondary, I feel like.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going to take the Bucs in Tampa plus 3.5. I don't have a really sharp read on it, but I just want to keep backing Baker while he's in this fucking mode where it feels like he's not losing games. And I will not be fading the Eagles much at all this year. I'm an Eagles respecter. I kind of get annoyed by the shit people talk about the Eagles. It's like, dude, if your team could do what they do, you would do it any fucking day of the week. They never fucking lose. But I think this is a bad spot for them, and I like 3.5. I literally won't be shocked when the Eagles win this game by 3.
Yeah. The Eagles, I heard a stat. When the Eagles have Saquon, Jalen Hurts, and AJ Brown, they're 18-0. They have not lost.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
And I will give credit. I remember the Behind the Lines guys were on this when I had the Eagles win the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and they were calling the Eagles frauds even at 10-1. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? They just win games, and they were really, really bad. But once they get the competent coordinators in there, that's the juggernaut that they're capable of being. And I don't care how you win. If you win, you play.
Can I address that? I think if you're somebody who covers sports and you've been shitting on a team all year, right? Like I've had some bad takes. I might end up being wrong about a few teams this year. The Seahawks, I don't know. Somebody I'll be very, very wrong about. But if you called the Philadelphia Eagles frauds all year and then they absolutely skull fucked Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, you should have got on your fucking podcast or whatever it is. You should have apologized because they're Super Bowl champions in dominating fashion. And you should never call them frauds again because exactly the way they played worked perfectly. And they won a Super Bowl in dominating fashion and people are still calling them frauds. It's like, I don't understand. I just don't understand it.
Yes. To be fair, though, Behind the Lines was calling them frauds 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Not last year. I just
think people don't like it. Like Drew Brees had his interview and he's calling the offense boring. It's like,
oh no, I know. You're talking about the other noise out there, and I agree. There's a lot of people who are not buying into the Eagles. I got no issue with the tush push. Obviously, you got to run it legally. Like the false starts can't happen. You got to clean that up. Those should be penalized. But I fucking love that play. When I was a nose guard in high school, my coach fucking had the offense run quarterback sneaks until we can stop it. It is the worst fucking play for a defense to stop. Run it. And yeah, fuck you if you can't fucking stop it. Fuck you. Hat on hat, meat on meat. That's football. I can't stand people that say that play should be banned. Run it legally. Don't go off sides. Be in the right formation. Shut up. That's how I feel. Anyways, the Eagles, I respect them. I'm not going to fade them. Does this mean you're going to take the Bucs?
Potentially, but after that Eagles speech I gave, I probably should just lay off this game. I like a lot of stuff more than the Bucs.
Yeah. And the other thing I like about the Eagles is they draft bad motherfuckers on defense from the SEC, and they build from the inside out as well. Like they draft, they get good offensive linemen, they get good defensive linemen, and then they also make like no-brainer moves. Like, oh, you want to get rid of AJ Brown? We'll fucking take him. So, oh, you want to you don't want to pay Saquon Barkley? We'll fucking take him. God, I would love to have a fucking general manager like. Oh, actually, the Bucs do. Jason Light is incredible. Okay. Heading into 4 o'clock. It's 11:38. I think we're doing okay tempo and pace. Rugby play. Yep, W take, DJ, and give me the Bucks. Hope so. It's like a rule in the NFL. Why do they get to break it? Anybody can do it. Yeah, the only reason the tush push pisses me off is because it feels nearly impossible to call false starts in that formation. No, you can do it. I just don't think they were really looking for it.
Yeah, they're not. It does need to be properly officiated. I agree with everyone saying that.
Yeah, and it was called on the Saints. The Saints did it, and they called it. I'm sure they'll call it on the Eagles. They'll make an example out of them. Okay, here's a fucking big game of the weekend, dude. Big game of the weekend. I'm fired up to talk about the Niners Jaguars. I can't believe how fired up I am. So you and I are we are very intrigued by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and maybe for different reasons, because I'm so eager to call this team frauds. And I feel like you're a little bit more eager to be like, ooh, there's something there. And I respect that. I really do, because I'm terrified to make a wager and put my money where my mouth is and fade them in season. I was more than willing to do it with the Bengals till I fucking missed it after that injury. I can't do it yet with the Jags. I'm ready. I'm ready for them to prove it to me. And that was their first real test, I feel like, against the Texans. And I just went through it. The Texans offense is terrible, but they still grinded out a win they had no business winning. They really did. They shouldn't have won that game, but they played well enough, and that's all that matters. And I fucking like Liam Cohen's speech at the end of the game. Like, I think he recognizes Trevor Lawrence is kind of soft, and I think he knows the kind of coach to be. Like, he's trying to make him hard. He is being hard on him. You see the clips on the sidelines of the Bengals. He's telling him, hit him in the fucking chest. He's not being a little pussy about anything. So I'm okay with believing the Jags are legitimate. Now, we got a Mac Jones revenge game here.
So is that official? I was going to ask the chat.
We're going to have to find out. We're going to have to find out. I don't know if it's official. We're terrible with injury stats and news. I don't know if it's official, but the San Francisco 49ers being -3 against the Jags with Mac Jones, I feel like is a lot of respect. I think that's they haven't said who was. Okay, every game is some kind of revenge game. Overrated. I know, but also Nerfy Chad, take it with a grain of salt. Like, we're kind of just having fun with it. We're not like actually
saying Mac Jones revenge game is just fun.
It's just fun. Yeah, it's fun. I'm not taking Jacksonville after the Texans. Maybe this week I'll buy into them. Yeah. So what I was going to say is, this is a interesting matchup for both teams, because the Niners, dude, I went back and watched that Niners game to get opinions on the Cardinals, of which I took like a laundry list of notes. But man, dude, that was a rock fight. Even the commentators were saying it. That game was a rock fight. And then I watched some of that Jags-Texans game. That was a fucking grinder of a game too. So both teams coming off of those matchups is tough. I would give the advantage certainly to the team not traveling across the country, to the Niners. 47 is a high total. You texted the DGen group chat. That was the first thing you pointed out. I want to say on Monday or Tuesday. No, the first thing you pointed out of the week was Ole Miss being favored against LSU. The second thing you said is, I think I have my bet. Can my best bet be a total? Coincidentally, this was after you said that. I was listening to VSiN, Follow the Money, when Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard were going through all the lines. And I always love hearing this. I love hearing what people think about the numbers, spread or total. And Paulie Howard said, 47, that's too high. Where are these points going to? That's why I was like, whoa. And everybody started to say Robert Saleh's defense against Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones. It's going to probably, not have that much success. They only put up 13 against the Cardinals. 47's high. Very high. So what do you think about this game? Because I can't quite figure out where I stand yet.
I think 47 is absurdly high. 5 out of 6 of the 6 games these teams have played this year have went under, some by a pretty significant margin. The only one that's went over was that 31-27 Jags-Bengals game, and that was wacky. I don't think anyone necessarily thinks that was anything but fluky the way that game was played out. Here's what I like, man. And it's weird to pitch the over after I say this, but I'll try to make it come full circle. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars defense a lot. I like it a lot. They have as many takeaways this year as they had all of last year, which is an absolutely insane stat. I like the defensive line. I like Hines Allen. I like Trayvon Walker. I like Alukin. I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry if I sound like a non-ball knower, but I know he either led the NFL in tackles last year or was second. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense is playing great football, but they're not the part I want to buy into. I want to buy into this fucking Jaguars offense figuring it out. There's a lot of guys. And the 49ers lost Nick Bosa. They're banged up. I mean, that might be an understatement or an under-exaggeration saying the Niners are banged up. They're the most injured team in the NFL, maybe tied with the Bucs.
Every year, too. Yeah, the Bucs are probably more injured because they're missing their entire offensive line. But, yeah.
I'm just looking at this injury report. Lenore is questionable. Gross Matos is questionable. Obviously, Bosa's out. I don't need to go on about Kittle. Brock Purdy might not play. And no idea about Jawan Jennings. But I'm buying into this Jacksonville Jaguars offense to figure it out and catch up to this defense. I'm laying my claim right now that I'm a Jags guy. I think the Jags make the playoffs this year. I think they could win the division depending on how good the Colts actually are. The Titans and the Texans have absolutely no fucking chance. And, not impressive start to the year for Trevor Lawrence, 63 of 113, 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. But fucking Brian Thomas has alligator arms, and there's something wrong with his brain as well. I'm not buying that continuing for the rest of the season. I don't know if he's going to be a superstar, but he'll get a little better. And, they're trying to force this ball to Travis Hunter. I think they'll figure that out as well. So, yeah, I love the over 47.5. And honestly, I like the Jags as well.
Well, Pickett Sharp's early. Not much action on this game as of yet. Not much action on really any game at the moment. But more bets and money are on the Jags as of now on the spread. More on the money line for the Niners. And as expected, more people are putting their money on the under. That would be the chalky play, if you want to call it, the square play. I think the contrarian play is this over. My only concern with everything you said, and again, I have no issue with this. It sounds like you don't really respect Robert Saleh, because I actually think when I looked at the Niners in this offseason and we talked about it, there was some hype. And everybody was right about the Niners last year. Everybody was like, they're going to take a step back. And I was like, man, I don't want to doubt the Niners, but their window seems to be closing. And they were right. The Niners took a big step back. Why are you making that face?
I just have a funny thing that you just reminded me of.
Okay. I looked at the depth chart. I was looking at the roster, and I'm like, this defense does not really, like, the names on the defense are not really doing it for me outside of Fred Warner and outside of Nick Bosa. I did take Michael Williams to be the defensive rookie of the year. When I watched that Cardinals game, he made a couple good plays. I don't really know where he stands on the odds chart or anything. I don't know that he's lighting the world on fire. But I was like, it kind of reminded me of the Rams last year. I looked at the names, and I'm like, outside of Jared Verse, I don't really respect anyone. And I thought, or maybe it was 2 years ago, Raheem Morris did a great job with that unit. And this year, I feel like so far, we've seen the Niners do a phenomenal job defensively with names that aren't really, they're not superstars, And I think there are a lot of young guys. I got to give Salah some credit. And so here's what you're doing. You're going to war with Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen. You're going to war against Robert Saleh as a defensive coordinator, and you're okay doing that.
Yes, I am. And you ever heard like that meme or that joke where it's like when she tells you to go deeper, but you're all out of dick? Well, in my opinion, Robert Saleh is all out of dick, dude. He's got nothing else he could do. He's a great fucking defensive coordinator, a much better defensive coordinator than coach. But how many injuries can you take? We said they were thin going into the year. Well, they got 4 guys on IR, and they haven't put Nick Bosa on IR yet. So that's about to be a 5th. 2 of the 4 starting defensive backs are questionable this week, and there's just injuries all over this defense. So honestly, my best take for this game is Robert Saleh's out of dick.
All right, I just want to remind you that I had a horrible joke the other day, but it was like, why won't it fit? And I said it's too tight or something. You were like, ew, don't say that. I only said that because I thought that is in line with the kind of jokes that you make.
Yeah, good point. That's fair. Fair.
Like, that's okay. It wasn't a funny joke, but it was like, you were like, whoa, where did that come from?
Mine was kind of funny, right?
That was a good one. Yeah, you kind of nailed that. I think I'll probably clip that and I'll retweet again and say like, hey, does anybody want to sponsor us? Yeah. I have one more thing I want to tell you, and then we'll move on. It's 11:48. Again, my biggest takeaway that I liked about the Jags when I watched back that Texans game, they are playing hard. They are running hard. Tootin's running hard. Parker Washington, when he gets the ball, is running hard. Brenton Strange is running hard. And I have to give that credit to Cohen. They are not the soft Jags like in your typical years past. And again, I said that kind of attributes to maybe why Brian Thomas Jr. is being a little of a bitch. He thinks he's the alpha receiver, but you might have some dogs on this offense. And he's a little like intimidated in a way. Parker Washington is playing his fucking dick off.
Also, so is Diami Brown. He's hurt and out this week, which sucks. But I kind of think it might force one of these dudes, Travis Hunter or Brian Thomas, to step up. So we'll see.
And Travis Hunter, he's making enough plays. And also, let's not forget, again, a bet that I benefited from that I had no business hitting. He got called on that pass interference in the Bengals game. Do you remember that on the final drive?
Yes,
which was a horrible call.
Horrible call.
Awful. It was a great defense. Horrible call on fourth down, and it led the Jags could be 3-0. Jags could be 3-0. So we're gonna have this is the theme and what I love about the young NFL season. You got to figure out what teams are for real and what teams are fugazi. Are the Jags one of them? I can't wait to find out because this is a big test. All right, another team that we have to figure out for real or for fake. The fucking Indianapolis Colts. They're on the road in LA. Total's 50. I told you last week, I said, I'm going to regret it, but I got to do it. I got to pay to find out. I took the Titans 5.5. It was a big old fucking duping. You know, the Titans banged in that first half a little bit. There was some awful clock management in the end of that first half. Brian Callahan is such a fucking loser. Then the Colts pulled away and did what they were supposed to do in that game. They haven't really slipped up, but we talk about the Bucs being lucky. Again, Cornfields with the worst tweet of all time. The Colts probably should be 2-1. I mean, they benefited from a leverage penalty where they lost the game on a missed kick and got to re-kick after 10, 15 yards. You can't do that. They lost the game.
Yeah,
they won the game because of
penalty. It's a missed kick. It's like a missed kick can be a made kick just as easy as it could be a missed kick. I'm not really like
fine. I still give the Colts credit for even having a chance to win that game. I have nothing bad to say about the Indianapolis Colts. And another credit to another head coach, because again, in my old age, this is what I like to do. I like to give coaches more credit and give them more blame. Kudos to Shane Steichen. Kudos to Daniel Jones. Kudos to Lou Anarumo, the new defensive coordinator. The Colts look pretty damn good. I was listening to a podcast, to a show talking about the NFL, and they were saying they think everybody's going to be buying the Colts here because the Colts are 3-0 and they've looked good and they're becoming a trendy team. Steak, I couldn't agree more. I don't think for a second anybody is going to be taking the Colts here.
Not for a second.
Now, I want to point out something, and this is what Greg has done a really good job of with the map plays, which we haven't gotten any yet, but we're getting close. I think the first one is week 6. I'm seeing, and I don't know how accurate this is, that the line opened 6.5 and is down to 3.5. I do not think that this line ever opened 6.5. You always take these things with a grain of salt. I don't know where we're getting the data from. I do not think that was the case. I think if anything, it opened like 4.5. I could be wrong. Alan Dims, let me know. I don't know if there's an injury. What nobody is talking about in this game, granted, it's only Thursday. I haven't heard a lot about it, but this is a really brutal spot for the Rams. The Rams just had back-to-back road games where they went to Tennessee. That's not very close to LA. And then they went to Philadelphia. That's really far from LA. Now you come back home to play a red-hot Colts team after a brutal, brutal loss. This is still week 4, young enough where I don't think enough people are believing in the Colts. And I think where they go to die is against Sean McVay and the Rams in a bounce-back spot against the team that should not have lost the game. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Pull up the splits. Would you mind?
I don't mind at all. Yeah. Let's see. We have the Colts -3.5, -115. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That is they are they're 3.5. Colts are +3.5 pretty much everywhere. And this is what Pickett's showing. Pickett is showing $421,000, almost 10,000 bets on this game. 70% are on the Colts, 73% of the money. So according to Pickett, that guy that said that is right.
And the chat, like Cade, for example, sounds like they disagree with us. And so far, the splits are right. But also important to remember, most people who place their bet before noon on a Thursday are probably more on the professional side of things than the amateur side of things, but still fair either way.
That's what you called out, and you said the Pickett splits and bettors might be a little bit sharper than we think. Shark Lark. Appreciate you. I got tagged in something. I'm like, I keep getting liked in something I'm tagged in. I'm like, what the fuck am I tagged in? I'm so confused. And I couldn't figure it out, but he tagged the picture. He didn't tag the tweet. And then I read it and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I mean, I haven't bet baseball in a month. So Shark Lark, I'm a fan of Shark Lark. I saw him coming on Trent's stream and love the vibes. Also think he's actually a really sharp bettor. And obviously Jonesy Taken was my touchdown partner and came through.
By the way, sorry to cut you off. W Shark Lark, he's definitely sharp. You didn't moose his bet, which is awesome because I know a lot of people in the Discord were worried you were going to moose his bet. So good job.
Bitch.
Yeah. Good job not moosing his bet. We need to pick touchdown partners before we leave today. We'll pick one for Greg as well.
Okay. All right. Yeah, great job, Shark Lark. Appreciate it. Make sure you go follow Shark Lark if you don't already, and Jonesy. Okay.
So to keep tempo and pace going, you've said enough about the game or the side, so let's talk about the total, 50.5. I think that's interesting. 33-26 was the score of the Rams-Eagles games. 33-19 was the score of the Titans-Rams game. 41-20 was the score of the Colts game, and 29-28 was the score of the Broncos game. So all 4 of their last 4 games have went over this number. And before that, you had the Colts scoring 33 on the Dolphins. I feel like it's crazy this game would be only 2.5 points different than the Jags and the Niners. I can't get over that. Part of me likes the under. I could see there being a very hyper-focused on both sides of Colts and Rams, like focusing on defense, slowing down the other offense, who both have been really, really good this year. I think for me, and I know the splits don't agree with us, I think Rams bounce back is one of the most obvious plays of the week here.
I would say the over feels like a bet people would be making. And
Definitely.
What I was going to say is if I think it's a really bad spot for the Rams or any team for that matter, I think they're going to struggle offensively. And I actually would lean into the Rams offense not lighting up the scoreboard. And I know Bo Nix looked really good against this Colts defense. He did. Like that can't be understated. But yeah, man, I think this could be a fucking game that you think goes over and it doesn't. And a bounce back spot you expect to happen and you don't.
Yeah, and I just think everyone's waiting for the Colts to turn into a pumpkin.
Yep. And again, this is what we do early in the season. Who's real? Who's not? I'm not a Daniel Jones guy, but I guess maybe I need to become one. I'm certainly buying into the Colts a little bit. And I love what I'm seeing from Jonathan Taylor. Also would have to imagine they're going to lean on him. Dude, how much would it suck to go from tackling Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts to Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, it sounds awful. Jonathan Taylor, RB1 right now, too. He's insane. He had 3 touchdowns last week.
Yep. All right. Ravens and Chiefs. Great looking game here. Ravens are on the road. They're -2.5. Guess what, Steak? You got Patrick Mahomes as a home dog for the second time in 4 weeks. Oh! You don't see this very often. Now, makes a little bit more sense when you factor in that there's no Rashee Rice and there's no Xavier Worthy.
There might be Xavier Worthy. He's practicing.
Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Total's 48. Ravens coming off of just getting not embarrassed, but manhandled.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Get out of my head, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Manhandled. Yeah.
They got manhandled.
I don't give a fuck anymore about the Mahomes as a dog trend. Mahomes as a dog at home trend. I don't care. I'm out on the Chiefs bullshit. I'll tell you what. You want to know my biggest don't overthink it angle of the season? The Chiefs' weapons suck. Their offense sucks. I don't care how good Mahomes is. He can keep it competitive like he did against the Eagles. They came close to winning that game if it wasn't for a Travis Kelce fucking weird incompletion that turned into an interception. Sure. I don't think this fucking offense is the Lions offense. And you know what I like? I like the Ravens in a bounce back spot. Do we really think that another thing I heard was that the Ravens might be pretty square, that this looks free? Is it ever free? Is it ever free to fade Mahomes? What should this line be? Someone was saying they couldn't believe this line was 2.5. You're not going to give Mahomes a field goal at home.
You're not, but watching the two teams play with your own eyeballs, the Ravens look free as fuck here.
You really think so?
Yes, abso-fucking-lutely I do.
So you like the Chiefs?
The public is getting much more hip to how absolutely awful the Chiefs look. They have no weapons, and Travis Kelce looks like he's 42 years old. And then you got the Ravens, who have literally everyone they had last year when they were the best team in the NFL in the regular season. And I'm just going to say, remember what I said, because I feel like so far I'm off to a pretty good start on this prediction. I said it was going to be a rocky regular season for the Ravens. Not that I think they're going to miss the playoffs, but I think they could be a wild card team. I actually think the Steelers could win this division. I know that's an insane take still, but I feel like I should keep saying it because honestly, dude, The Ravens are going to have a rocky season, and let's talk about it, man. The defense looked fucking awful. They got ran all over. The secondary's not that good. Jair Alexander is never going to play, and this is the problem. Derrick Henry does not look that good. He had a couple huge runs against the Bills. He fumbled the game away. He did nothing against the Browns after they shit-talked him and said he wasn't hard to tackle. And then he looked pretty fucking pedestrian against the Lions, and he fumbled that game away too. And, I mean, he can't have too many more bad games before the washed allegations start happening. That's all I'm going to say. I know he's a freak. I know there's a lot of people that would buy low on him, if you want to call him that, like Cade, for example. I think Henry figures it out. Sure, I won't be surprised. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not, like, sending Derrick Henry out to pasture or anything, but it's got to be talked about. And I think the Chiefs' struggles are a lot more public than the Ravens' struggles, but the Ravens have a lot of struggles too. Letting Lamar Jackson get sacked 7 times is bad.
Yeah, you make up some. You make not make up. You make some really good points. Yeah, okay. I'll just go ahead and say it then. I mean, the public, they win bets very often, and sometimes we get in our own heads. We try to be contrarian. We've done it for a while. There were years when it really, really worked, and sometimes it doesn't. I think the Ravens win this game convincingly. And you know what I think? I think this is the end of the Mahomes as a dog bullshit. What was sex for Lamar's fault? Yep.
Yes, you guys are right, but isn't that equally as concerning? And also, Lamar's body language in that Lions game was awful.
Yeah. This is what I've been seeing, and this is what I will say. I have a take. Okay, I love having takes. I've seen some talk about the Ravens potentially being 1-5 going into their bye week. Have you heard about this, Steak?
Ooh, yes.
Okay. So after Kansas City, they play the Texans and they play the Rams before their bye against the Bears.
I'm going to tell you, the damn Texans. There's no fucking shot. I'll call it now. No fucking shot.
Yeah. Well, here's what I will say.
Okay.
I think they're going to go in. I think they're going to beat the Chiefs. And if they beat the Chiefs, I think they're going to win the next 2 games. I'm with you on the Ravens' potential regression. I'm not ready to panic by any means.
Yeah.
And here's what I'll say. There was a lot of Ravens love against the Lions. A lot.
Yeah.
And you know what else there was? Not a lot, but a decent amount of Giants +6 against the Chiefs. So you got fucked fading the Chiefs. You got fucked betting on the Ravens. I understand the splits are there with people betting the Ravens. You make a good point about it actually maybe looking free. In my brain, it never looks free to bet against Mahomes at home. It just doesn't. And Andy Reid. I think you're going to see there's always like what's the word I'm looking for? Dichotomy or something. I don't know. But the splits are showing you one thing, and then everybody on Twitter and your group chats and in your fucking barbershop are on another. I think a lot of people are going to be on the Chiefs here, and I think they're going to get fucked. That's my take.
The Ravens, just so you know, are -320 to win the North and -1200 to make the playoffs. So I don't think Vegas is panicking.
Okay. Bears and Raiders. We'll try to finish this one up fast. I do see it's 12:01. Thank you for hanging out with us, everybody. Raiders are -1. Ooh-wee. Raiders are favored in this game. Total at 48. Steak, I commented that I liked the Bears, or I liked Caleb Williams. I was going to go back to him to be the passing leader because I'm not big on this Raiders defense at all. And I like points in general. I like the over. I wonder how chalky it is. Well, it looks like bettors like the over so far. Everything else is fairly split. I'm very surprised to see that you can find the Raiders favorite here. I thought the Bears were going to be slightly, maybe 1.5, nothing significant. You know what this is giving me vibes of? Jaguars, Texans last week, where I thought to myself, how the fuck aren't the Texans favored against the Jags? We saw a lot of people on the Jags. Then you got the Raiders -1 at home. I think you're going to see a lot of Bears bettors, but I'm not even trying to get contrarian and fade the public or anything like that. I bet on the Bears on Caleb's passing yards over. I love the Bears last week. Ended up not doing it. That's the other angle I played, which hit 2 yards away from Caleb passing yards leader. I watched a lot of that game. Much more to do about the Cowboys defense being atrocious. Not just personnel-wise, Matty Eberflus is terrible. I still don't like the way Caleb Williams looked. You know, some guy had the audacity to come back to my tweet talking about not being a JJ hater and being all out on Caleb and saying, well, what do you think now? I don't give a fuck that this guy has 9 passing touchdowns and 1 interception.
That game is nuts. Nuts after what Russell Wilson did to that defense. Vic lapping that game is nuts.
He started the game 14-14 against the Vikings in week 1. He didn't do shit. Give me a fucking break. And then he shit his pants when it mattered. He got his ass kicked against the Lions. And then he came home in the biggest fucking soft layup spot imaginable against the Cowboys. And the Cowboys lost CeeDee Lamb early in the game too. They really, the Bears, if the Bears were dogs, they would have beat the fuck out of them 45-14. And they didn't. He only had 19 completions. Caleb Williams is not very good. The Bears' offense is not very good. But I don't know that their defense is all that good either. I like points. And now I'm kind of shifting. I'm wondering if I want to go Geno passing yards leader and I want to go Raiders in this game.
Yeah. I don't like anything on the side. I can't bet the Raiders. I think they're really bad. I'm not surprised by this line with the Raiders being at
home. You're not?
Not necessarily. No, it's still the Bears. And I think people are definitely more out on the Bears than in on the Bears just because they beat the Dallas Cowboys. I get what you're saying, though. The Raiders did get their ass kicked by the Commanders last week with their backup quarterback, and that has to be mentioned. I'll make it simple because I know it's after 12 and we want to get done. I like points, too. I think the Raiders might have their – and this is – I don't want to steal it from Mid-Major Matt because Mid-Major Matt DM'd it to me. He likes Ashton Genty. I think it makes perfect sense to say that Raiders have their best rushing performance of the season.
Love it.
Both offenses do perfectly fine in this game, and I like the over.
Absolutely love it. Yeah, you're going to shit on that game, Caleb Williams, after that game? Yes, he had a wide-open receiver, Luther Burden, with nobody on him. He had another guy wide open, right, then he hit them. Great job.
I don't think you should shit on that game. It's about the fact that one good game doesn't make you stop shitting.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on him. Look at
the game by Caleb Williams. We need to see like a few more of those.
Yes, I know he was 19 of 28, 298 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he had a receiver with a 65-yard touchdown. The defense fell asleep, and he had a 41-yard halfback toss to DeAndre Swift. Give me a break. I watched that game very closely, and I bet on Caleb Williams. So don't miss me with that shitting on Caleb Williams stuff. Okay, last game.
He only had 157 less passing yards than Russell Wilson did against the same defense. So honestly, pretty good job, Caleb.
Very funny. I like that. I hope Fat Girl sits on that one and spins. All right, last game, Sunday night.
Cowboys. All out of dick, Fat Girls. All out of dick.
Cowboys and Packers. Packers are -7. I know what you're going to say, and I know what we should probably do, and it's fade the absolute fuck out of the Cowboys. You said it earlier in the week. You said, I'm taking the Packers. I don't care what it is. It's going to move. It's a sharp play. It's a pro play. It's a make sense play, whatever. Fade the Cowboys. I got no issue with it. I think the Cowboys are, I think the Packers are for real. I think they're legit, and you're getting them off a loss. But it's going to be one of those games, you know for sure nobody's going to have a fucking Cowboys ticket. Not one. So is it public Sunday night? Is that what you think?
I think the entire Twitter is going to be on the Cowboys.
No way.
I think all
of CeeDee Lamb.
I think all of Twitter will be on the Cowboys. I think this is the most contrarian, sharp play of the entire season so far. The Cowboys, after getting skull fucked by the Bears and no CeeDee Lamb, watch all these Twitter cappers. I'm gonna bet you money, dog. I'm gonna bet you fucking money.
Look at this.
I don't care. You don't have to show me the picket splits. I know goddamn well the picket splits will be on the Green Bay Packers. I understand. Just saying. Tell me I'm wrong. That everybody on Twitter that's sharp will not be on the Cowboys. I think they will.
Well,
and they might hit. They might hit, but I'm not upset about having Packers in less than a touchdown. I put one unit on it. I'm not upset.
Oh, you already bet it?
Yeah, I already bet it because I'm a sharp ass motherfucker. I already got a half on a CLV, dude.
Fuck yeah, great CLV steak. Nice job, cash it. It's a lot of green. It's a lot of green.
A lot of green.
Yep. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right, Steak. Good shit. I'll chat with you later. Have a great day. Steak is right here. Okay. All right. He might be right. I'm not disagreeing with him there. Okay, everyone. Peace, Steak. Thanks, everybody. Ryder Cup, Week 4 NFL. Great job. Unfortunately, no stream tomorrow. I'm very sorry. I'm Helicorp. But we are going to do the Degenerate Hour tonight on the Pickett YouTube channel. I sent the link in here earlier. If you didn't get it, here it is. YouTube.com is it YouTube.com or YouTube TV? I always forget. Nope. At Pickett Sports. Great job. 2 hours and 10 minutes today. We covered a lot. We talked a lot. Greg made an appearance. We're going to be on tonight digging into the Seahawks and Seahawks and Cardinals. We did it a touchdown parlay 2 weeks ago. We came pretty close last week. I feel pretty good. I don't like points in this game. Spoiler alert. I don't like points, but I like a couple things. I'll have a game script for you. I do have a 6:00 appointment in the city. I'm going to try to get back as soon as I can. It's raining. It's gross. Might be some traffic. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to do what I can. We'll try to start on time. Worst case, we'll be there 7:15. We'll pick TD partners. Yep, you got it. We'll pick TD partners. And the other thing I was going to tell you, so we can't stream tomorrow. I don't even know if I can do an evening stream because I have shit to do. So Steak and I are going to record our college football best bets, and we will put the video on our YouTube page. You can watch it tomorrow. Okay. All right, guys. Anybody available for a raid? Who wants to get raided? Is Snowman live? I love a little Snowman action. I don't see him. I still owe fucking Straight Locks a raid too. I'm so pissed off I didn't do that. Or I did that wrong. Nope. Barstool Gambling. Yeah, Owner's Box. All right, I'll send you over to Owner's Box. Man, pour one out for the Jays. Pour one out for the motherfucking Blue Jays. But it was fun to get into baseball yesterday. It really was. It was fun to get into baseball. I enjoyed it. Raid, Owners Box Sports. Boom. You're good, DGen. All love, brother, for sure. Make sure to go follow Straight Locks. Does a great job and has a great stream. Okay. Join the raid, guys. Go say what's up to Owner's Box. I'm serious, man. If it ain't going to be the Rays, I don't want it to be the Red Sox. I don't want it to be the Yankees. I want it to be the Blue Jays. I'm not fucking around about that or whatever's in piss. It's Gate 14. Can you have a little respect? You have a little respect, please? Can you have a little respect? All right. Join the raid, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll chat with you later.